odds.
Yep. So now we're recording. So now we're going to go to Be Right Back. And this round is going to end. Oh, wait. I got to figure out how I did this again. Takes a minute.
Hopefully,
It's my
no one
first time,
has
guys.
epilepsy.
It's this, yeah. I can't do much about that. Oh no, that was don't you see the checkerboard now? Yeah.
Yeah, checkerboard.
Yeah. Okay. How do I do this again?
We're gonna have to do a custom commercial break screen. More artwork that we have to buy.
Here it is. Okay. Well, you know what? This is my first day, so I can only do so much. And so we said this round is going to be back at 5:15.
That is 55. Right. There we go.
There we go. All right.
And round 3, not round 2.
Oh, yeah.
The round starts at 5 technically. They have 15 minutes of setup. So put it at 5, not
Tom.
Okay, the packet says 5:15. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but if you look, there's a 15-minute setup, so the players get
No,
together.
they both said 5:15.
Oh, okay, my bad.
All right, there we go. Cool. All right, so 8-minute break, guys, and we'll be back again here in a few minutes. Let's see if I can play some music.
Don't get us copyright.
No, I'm going to play that tabletop background music. There we go. You guys hear that?
You need to change the round thing too.
Oh, yep, I'll do that. All right, be back in a few minutes, guys.
High quality.
special custom stuff I made. High quality H2O.
Ooh, fancy.
Did you pay for a commercial license for MS Paint? Because
Yes, I did actually. Thank you very much. Alright, let's look at what we want to play here. Events.
Oh,
Really
we've already.
quick.
I didn't realize you'd put us back in here. We are still live in Twitch, just so you know. The voice is live.
Yes. Well, make sure you close the video and then reopen
I did.
it.
I ended the recording, but kept the stream going, and I started a new recording.
Jared and Chris.
So we have the different Necron that. Ooh, it's double Necrons top table.
No, Chris is Blood Angel or Space Wolves, isn't he?
No, he's playing. He's the one that we talked about earlier. Runs the 3 Tesseract Arcs, the 2 Transcendent Cetans. They're both really. Actually, that might be a cool table to watch because they're. Oh wait, no. Jared is running.
Jared is Space Wolves.
Yeah.
What happened in the table 1 match that we thought might end up being at the top table this round?
Well, first off, we've learned that you should not always just assume that. We should have watched the game because that would have been a good game. It was an absolute bloodbath.
But neither of them are at top table, unfortunately.
Nope, Daniel won it with 81 points. He is now on table 2, I believe.
I kind of want to just watch his list. I'm not going to lie. I want to watch both that list and the Tesseract Vault list.
Well, we had to do top table, you know.
It's the last
I mean,
round.
table 2 can win also. It's not like table 2 scores high enough, they win the event also, right?
Daniel and Joshua. Daniel is playing Imperium.
Yeah, that's the Space Marine Guard list that we talked about last round. What is he playing against?
Space Wolves. I would say they do table 2.
I
That's
mean,
an
we haven't
interesting
seen
match.
either army in table 2. That means all 6 armies on stream today were different armies. And table 2 can still win, right? It's not like
I would play table 2, honestly. That's an interesting.
I would vote for table 2 also, Tom.
I think whoever wins table 1 is going to win the tournament.
But it's entirely mathematically possible that table 2 could have a high score and also win the tournament.
It's very unlikely unless it's Daniel and Daniel scores very high.
Well, that's what I'm
If
saying.
Joshua
Yeah.
scores, if Joshua wins, he would have to score a lot more than the top table, which I don't think it is.
So
I'm just
here's
saying-
my thing: is Necron? We just saw a Necron player, right?
Yeah. It is an
If we
entirely
play
different
table-
list.
If we play table 2, we get 2 completely different lists that we haven't
Yeah.
seen before.
Yeah, but then you're also not putting the winner on the stream at all. Because none of the 4 players have been on stream yet this time.
Okay, play table 1 then.
Mathematically, the winner of table 1 is going to win because they're over 10 points. And they've been scoring a lot. So I think that's going to be a high-scoring game.
All right, play table 1.
because the way the Necron, it's very different Necron list. It's even though we watch Necron, it's completely different style Necron list than we've seen.
Play table 1 then. I'm not gonna argue.
I mean,
more.
we can also just go back and forth between the two.
That is true. We can.
It may just be better. Let's just do that. We'll just watch both. We'll watch one, and then on down times, we'll just go watch the other one. So we'll start with table 1, because I just really want to go see that table 2 list. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, both tables have a list that sound interesting to me.
Table 2's got that underdog feel to me, like both lists.
All right, so I will advertise it on Twitch as final round top table Tesseract Vault Necrons versus Space Wolves. Is that what the matchup is?
Yep.
All right.
Who's his opponent? Placings, pairings.
Mike and Sergey.
Yeah, where's Mike at?
Mike didn't drop, did he?
I don't think so.
Here it is.
I'll drop down to talk to him and real quick.
Yeah, it's Tesseract Arc, right? Not Tesseract Vault.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm trying to see what's going on here.
Sergey didn't get a message or anything like that from him, so hopefully he didn't like lose internet connection or anything.
Hey, Pete, while Tom's working, the top table Necron list is playing Tesseract Arcs, right? Not Tesseract Vaults.
Yeah, those are arcs.
Okay, I just want to make sure before I type it.
The vaults
Or the
would
Lord
be
of War.
a different,
Yeah.
it would be a different story.
All right.
He's got the custom dynasty, circumstance of awakening, relentlessly expansionist, dynastic tradition is going to be eternal conquerors.
Yeah, so it's just the custom ones. Yeah, the pregame move and the
Yeah.
obsec. Yep.
So he's got
All
he's
right.
got a spearhead with a catacomb command bard for the HQ.
Hold on 1 second. I want to get all this posted and then before I listen because I can't split focus. So give me one
Gotcha.
moment.
Ooh,
Pete,
spicy
Pete,
list.
yeah, it's actually gonna. I think it's gonna be a really good game. Pete, go and advertise for us since all your other stuff.
Where?
Just wherever you normally advertise. I don't know. It's kind of like your thing. Listen, you bring one thing to this table, this group, right? It's your advertising skills.
It's
All
not
right,
true.
I'm putting it on Facebook, on my Facebook, and Art of War.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I'll put it on Reddit and the Facebook groups. How about that?
That's what I've been advertising as well. Twitch.tv.
Reddit?
Glory. Death or Glory. War Gaming is where we're at.
All right. Oh, we have Trevy back. Looks like his game ended. If you maybe he's still interested in a little guest spot for us.
Tom, jump in here with us.
All right. So I'm not going to bring up TTS until I have a game to go to. It's just going to be annoying music otherwise. All right. So those of you who are joining us right now, we have looks like we're going to have top table is going to be Space Wolves versus Triple Tesseract Arc Necrons in the finals. So we're very interested to see that. Haven't ever seen Triple Tesseract Arc on a table before. I honestly have no idea what it does, and I play Necron, so I need to go look right now. What does the Tesseract Arc even do? This is not the Lord of War. This is the Forge World one, which I've heard is infinitely better than the Lord of War. Let's see. Necrons.
I put in Michigan GT, Pandy, and I can't get into Toy because I'm not in the group yet. So do that on Pete.
All right, let's look at this Tesseract Arc. Single Singularity Chamber, 2 Kesel cannons. Singularity Chamber. It's either a 12-inch, 24-inch, or 36-inch gun. 12-inch, every time an attack is made with this weapon, it automatically hits wounds on 2s, unless it's a vehicle. So it's just a Strength 4 AP3 Flamer at 12 inches. 2 Tesla cannons. 4-up invuln. Quantum shielding. So it's just guns. It has all access to all the normal Necron stuff. Oh, if I was going to go to an Apocalypse game, I would want to take 3 Tesseract Vaults with me. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise, Shuma. I just don't think that you're going to see 3 in competitive games very frequently in the near future. That's really all I'm trying to say. Oh, that's true. Yep. I was just thinking about normal, like taking 3 Knights or 3 Lord of Wars. I mean, I guess you could pay a lot of CP to take 3 different attachments. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen how they do extra mortals on all the spells. I haven't got a chance to play one on table, Shuma, so I would definitely like to try one out in a fun game and just see how it goes. But haven't had the personal privilege of doing that yet. I've been too busy building my Silent King. It's taking me way longer than it should. All right. All right, we got people in their rooms yet, Tom?
Yeah, everyone's in their room, so you
Okay,
should be able
cool.
to
So I can go ahead and open now. All right. So we're going table 1.
Hello.
My commentator coming right now?
Yeah.
Sorry, the music should stop in a moment. Yep, there we go.
Hi, Trevy.
Hello. What's up?
All right.
Interesting last matchup.
What do we got? Lay it on me.
Space Wolves versus Triple Tesseract Arc Necrons.
Ooh.
Something that wants to shoot a lot and something that wants to punch a lot.
Are there Thunderwolf cavalry?
There are.
Oh no.
Why wouldn't there be?
Because they're bad. What's a hill I'm gonna die on?
Oh man, this is not even our local list. We got a lot of Space Wolves in our local list, but they always have 3
yeah?
Plasma Redemptors. I see no
Good.
Plasma Redemptors here.
Good. They're doing it the correct way.
So
Yeah.
the Space Wolves player is playing a Primaris Chaplain on bike, Master of Sanctity, blah blah blah, Armor Rust, Wise Orator, Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf with the Angel Artifice, Chapter Master, Storm Shield, Thunderhammer. Troops are Incursor times 3.
Yep, cursor's back here.
Intercessor times 1. Fast attack is 1 Outrider squad. All the Thunderwolf cavalry. Two.
What are these equipped with? Lightning claws right now.
Lightning Claw, Storm Shield times 2, so that's 285 points times 2.
It looks like
For
a
that.
thunder hammer on the pack leader.
Yep, and then for heavy support, 1 Eradicator squad with a Malta, a Long Fangs with grav cannons, a Whirlwind, and that is it.
So you have to imagine the whirlwind's here for fight last, which is not going to matter in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I mean,
also,
he's
it's
got
good
2
to have
transcendent
the direct
Catans. So.
fire.
Yeah.
Just in your list in general, like especially for space wolves, which are so like they're so straightforward. They're just like up in your face and gonna try to dig you out. And having something that can reach out and touch you, and especially on turn 1, so you can make use of Devastator Doctrine. It's never bad to have.
Yeah,
something
no, for
to-
sure. I don't think.
Also a safe objective holder. That
Yeah,
can
yeah,
net
that's
value
true.
above
Where
the
the space
average,
wolves
so-
like to run forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that some of the obvious like tech that the space wolves player has doesn't look like it's going to be particularly effective in this matchup. Because over here we have 3 Tesseract Arcs,
this is such a spicy list.
3 Annihilation Barges, a Catacomb Command Barge, a Triarch Stalker, 2 Transcendent Catans, and it looks like he's rolled for 2 abilities.
Amazing.
Are this 2 abilities or? I
feel
can't tell
like
those
this
are his
might be-
Catan powers or his abilities. I'm not sure.
This is that how many command barges? Is it just one command?
There's
barge?
1 Command Barge and 3 Annihilation Barges.
Oh damn.
He's also, shout out to Wales, he's got the Welsh Dragon on there.
Should be playing salamanders, am I right?
Maybe.
I feel like this list is either gonna do really damn well, or gonna get shut down really hard.
Man, this list really wishes they still had the old quantum shielding.
Yes.
Running
yes,
into these
it does.
space wolves.
Yes.
That'd been like, hey,
Is
Go home.
Shuma, are you part of Tactical Tortoise as well?
I am.
You pronounce tortoise really weird.
I don't give a shit.
Tortoise.
Tortoise.
Tortor.
My ass.
Tartar.
I'm looking. I'm trying to check on this.
Listen, everyone knows I'm kind of retarded, right? Everyone knows that, right?
You can't use the R word nowadays. It's offensive. So there's like nothing in between. He's got 4 objective holders and just stuff that is chonky. Like,
I wish. Can you see on the list, Pete, in Battlescribe, has he picked his? I'm assuming he picked Cosmic Tyrant for both of these.
I would hope so. Chris Kanar.
It just doesn't. I don't see it saying it here, so I'm assuming he just picked 2 spells, but I can't tell. He's got the abbreviations, which I'm assuming means he's got 2 spells.
Yeah, let me look him up.
I'm trying to check. Let's see. So I think
Should we
this
do-
one has Time Arrow,
Shuma, do you
and
have your Discord showing that you're offline?
I do.
Okay.
so looks like this Catan. Yeah, I think they've both taken Cosmic Tyrants. They get 2 Catan powers, and can cast 2. This one looks like it's got Time Arrow, which you roll a d6 on something 18 inches visible. If you roll higher than the wounds of the models in that unit, you just kill one of the models. Antimatter Meteor is roll a d6 on a 3 to 5. The closest visible enemy unit within 24 inches automatically takes 3 mortal wounds. This one has Sky of Falling Stars. So 24 inches, you select anything within 24 inches, don't have to be visible. Roll a d6. On the 1 to 5, if you roll a number smaller than the number of models in that unit, each unit takes d3 mortal wounds. And then he's got Transdimensional Thunderbolt, which is the explosion mortal wound spell. Hit something for d3, and then start rolling 4-ups for stuff within, I think it's 6 inches?
Yeah,
3 inches.
looks like
3 inches.
Looks like he took a major hit on the CP to run this list. 7 CP
Oh, I'm sure.
starting.
Yeah. There's no. This is not a normal list.
It's a list you see that can do well in a small RTT. It will never do well in GT.
Yeah, I can see that.
You get lucky.
I don't know if you're getting lucky for 9 matches in a row. I guess it's like
Well,
a
well,
super
you gotta
major.
You gotta
Yeah.
think just a regular GT those 5-6 rounds. I don't think you go 5-0 with this list personally.
But it's cool as hell. Let's be clear about that.
Oh, it's interesting.
Just go
I'm
first
interested.
every game.
Yeah,
You just have to win
100%.
5 points.
That's the strategy.
You'd be surprised how many people have adopted that strategy in 9th edition.
Are there other strategies?
I
I
mean,
like to go second personally.
Not
supposedly.
that matter.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how he's going to get into melee, because if the Space Wolf player and the Necron player position a certain way, that's going to be the determining factor on whether or not he can punch the Necron drivers in the face for all their vehicles. You know, like
That kind of drivers in the face.
I mean, they're
So
driving their
secondaries.
Is that
vehicles.
no priority targets taken for the Space Wolves? Is that what I'm seeing right here?
That's what it looks like.
Oh, that's
But-
I pulled that maneuver, and then
no.
I lost my last finals game by exactly the point
How
cost
is
I would
he
have
just,
gotten by
is he
taking
deploying
the
scramblers because of his incursors? Is that what he's doing?
You also
Probably.
have
I mean, he's got
the
lots of
stratagem
phobos. Yeah.
for Space Wolves, so you could just drop it whatever you want in your opponent's deployment zone.
This
I
I've
used to do it with
it's
servitors. That was my favorite.
yeah. It's so rare to see someone not take priority targets. I don't really know how to
no
feel
priority
about it.
targets. There's no warrior pride here. What's happening right now?
In my experience, you don't take priority targets in one situation, and that's when you don't realize you can take priority targets.
Rip.
I need to edit
We
the
have that on
stream.
video, by the way. Is Shuma doing that? Just a VOD on our Twitch.
I wouldn't rely on me to do anything. I'm not reliable.
Let's see. I'm gonna,
So that's
if you don't mind,
that-
Trevy, I'm going to say with guest commentary from Trevy.
Yeah, sure.
So that squad was deployed, and apparently TTS is not looking favorably on that squad. There it is. He's missing one.
I'm not trying to just discard your name, Shuma, but I just assumed Trevy's got a little more pull.
I'm basically just like a growth on Trevy's neck that speaks sometimes.
People will watch to make fun of Shuma, though.
He's the Boyle from that one show.
Oh, so he's the Pete of our group. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey Shuma, we're best friends now, buddy.
I don't like it anymore.
Yo, listen. Listen,
No,
let me
All
tell
right, there, I fixed it. I fixed it.
Let me tell you how I met Pete real quick. So we're at RTT
No,
right now.
no,
He's
no. This is on video now. You
Yeah,
can't.
No,
Pete,
no, this is
Pete
happening.
can't have this
This
as
is-
evidence for his job to find.
Oh no, this is
Yeah.
happening. This is happening. So, well, if the Dearborn police are looking at this video for Pete, he's doing something wrong and they're looking at shit like this. Let's be honest.
It's for the lawsuit.
So listen, I met Pete, right? And I was running a group, and he's running a group, and we're just now starting to talk. Hey, maybe we should try to run a GT together, and this is before we fully merged in, like we merged our groups in together. He's like, all right, it sounds great. So I'm at his first RTT. I just met the guy like that day. This guy walks over to me in the middle of my round 2, completely hammered as the TO. This boy is like hammered. He's trying to talk to me to have a conversation about running the GT, and I'm like, all right, but that's really cool. But let me finish my game first. He's like, yeah, and then continues to keep talking. Slammered. It was great.
It's almost as like your opinion doesn't actually matter, Tom.
Well, I was like, yeah. In my opinion, I was like, hey, this guy really knows how to party. I like this dude. Obviously, got to run an event with him.
I just like having fun, okay?
Yeah.
Here, Shuma, I got you in the channel description now.
Yay.
And also Shuma in parentheses. Wow.
That's fine. Like
The afterthought.
There's like this old movie for old men called Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there's like a
Oh.
character in it, and like he like pulls up his shirt, and then his stomach is just like another person.
What's that
But
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy that's literally like
Krang or
Brain.
Crag, whatever his name is.
Craig? Yeah, like so Shuma's like the little.
Brain.
Yeah.
Krang, get it right. Oh yeah, no, I have a
Okay.
tiny stomach brain though. That's true. He's like the giant muscular body.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, well, I was gonna say, wouldn't Trevy be the brain? Because the brain's actually like the leader of the two.
No, I have a muscular body too.
Trevy's just an
Allegedly.
all-around, he's just well-rounded as a person. That's all it is.
He keeps dropping these models and they keep like bugging out. He needs to manually deploy each one. I hate TTS sometimes.
You just gotta get used to
the
you gotta get
beauty
used
of
to,
multi-level ruins.
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
they're just miserable to play with.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
the
I hadn't
trick
even
with
seen this
making-
box. This makes me so happy.
I like it. The trick with making TTS maps is you don't make any multi-level ruins.
Yeah.
That's
Just
also
don't
the
do
trick
it.
of making maps in real life too.
That
Yeah.
too.
That's definitely what I've started doing on our league maps. Is We have plenty of tall walls, but nothing with any like floors on them.
I'm a fan of two level or 3-level Nova walls.
When I'm gonna make maps, it's gonna be nothing but multiple level ruins, like 4 or 5 level ruins.
Well,
Yeah,
people
just
have
make
to download and play
skyscrapers,
on these
dude.
maps.
Yeah.
And enclosed
fact-
buildings, and they're all skyscrapers. They're like 20 or 30 levels.
100%.
But
In
don't
fact,
put colliders on any of the floors. Everything just falls to the ground.
80% of the map is gonna be covered in terrain for my maps.
No,
Look,
just-
Tom,
if you
no,
walk in-
Tom. Let's
Just
be real about
state
this.
All of the just state each level individually, so you can you can like slowly move your models up to the top, and then your opponent can like drop and down to the
Yeah,
the
deep
one
strike
level
in the
ruin.
same building as you're
Everything
in.
falls down. Yeah.
Let's be very real about this, Tom. You would paint the map black, put no terrain on it except for 3 little white holes in the middle, call it Planet Bowling Ball, and tell people that if they can't win on this map, they're not good enough. That's exactly what happened.
No. Since I like to go second on my list, I would never make a table like that. I want shit I can hide behind and just make you move closer to me. It's like, yes, please come closer to me.
Outside of Harlequins, who likes going second? That's like-
White
as a-
Scar.
My Blood Eaters list loves to go second, but it's like a board control list that just shoots missiles out on the first 2 turns. So like it's not actually trying to leave its deployment zone very much on the first 2 turns at all. I'd rather people come closer to me so I can just like charge them from my deployment zone.
Looks like the Whirlwind went at the most strategic spot it could go in.
My Silent King Necron list usually likes to go second because there's nothing that I can shoot at on the first turn anyway. So.
He is having so much difficulty getting that Eradicator in there. Oh my god.
Did we tell these guys we're streaming their table, by the way?
He's like slowly. It's like diffusing a bomb.
Oh, I love how it did come in the side and then come backwards.
Yeah, you gotta like drop it in and then drag it, but the ruin itself is like slightly elevated, so you can't easily do that.
Yeah.
You have to like do this like, see?
Oh,
Just you like, pop in there and,
Guys,
there and tell them that they can just put it on the second story and that it's okay. That they will just
No.
count it as the first.
We're gonna lose our enjoyment, though. Like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
This,
You can't. Like if you just tell them that they can proxy the second story as the first, what's the point of having multi-level?
oh, he's
buildings?
doing another squad in there.
Here.
Well, the madman.
Tell them to right click on it, tell them to click unlock, and then tell them to hit the delete key. Okay? Just get the ruin out of here.
Just,
You
tell
don't need.
them, you can tell them to turn off auto raise. That solves all the problems.
I like how he gave up on that one. It's on the second level now. He's like, it's on the lower level now.
Havoc, I agree. I think Slanesh Demons actually probably like to go second a fair number of times also.
I mean, that's gonna be super board dependent. They don't like losing all of their keeper of secrets immediately.
Yeah,
I mean,
but there's not many times that can happen.
Slanesh Demons love to go first, though, because they're one of the few
Yeah.
armies that can close any gap.
They're not
they're-
super aggressive. Yeah.
I don't know that a Slash Demon list would ever choose to go second in any matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why they would go second because again, based on my opponent gets closer to me, which means I'm more guaranteed charges.
Is this a mistake on the Necron players, like deploying on the line?
I mean, all of these have quantum shielding, so he's probably just not worried about it.
I mean, and also, like, those Space Wolves don't have a straight shot because, unlike the good...
This all blocks line of sight here.
I don't mean line of sight. I mean, like, they can't walk through walls, so they don't, like,
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah.
a longer walk for them than it looks.
And,
Yeah.
and I think he'd love nothing more than those Thunderwolf cavalry to also deploy on the line and just have a 50-50 if they all just die immediately.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if these guys were actually just dudes with Thunderhammers and Lightning Claws and Storm Shields and Jetpacks?
Yeah, that'd be a lot
that'd be
scarier.
pretty
And
good.
we're like less than half the cost, but had the same damage output and could fly.
What if they were just Wolf and Dreadnoughts?
Oh, Andy,
be
Andy's right in chat. He is the custom dynasty, so all of these are going to pregame move anyway.
Oh, there you go. You just pull them back behind the wall if you need to. Yeah.
No, forward.
Man, why does
Only
he
forward.
gotta
To
act
battle.
smart when it's-
They're like, you can't be an expansionist if you're retracting in your
Are these-
deployment zone. That's not how it works.
Is this the pregame move plus OPSEC combo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good
Now,
one.
to be fair, this guy, we were told that he won his last match by doing exactly that, though. He was playing against Imperial Fist. He pregame moved everything backward 6 inches so that none of the Imperial Fist guns were in range, and then he just steamrolled him the rest of the match.
Yeah. Diego scored really high in his first round, and unfortunately, I think it was like a 97-29 score for the second round. And Diego's a pretty good player against this guy, so I think it might be a bit of a bait and switch. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's not like pulling back does anything. He's just going to deploy all of his assault only, charge forward only Space Wolf units on the line regardless.
Yeah, the Space Wolves just want to go and get into melee. It's not going to change his overall
There's-
game plan.
There's not a lot of nuance here.
Now, to be fair, there are no Psychers in this list, right? They don't have the
No.
whatever it is called, the Storm
There's no
Caller.
Storm Callers.
Okay.
No.
So he has no way to ever kill a Catan in a single turn from full health.
Is
Cause-
that
Yeah, they don't have
Catan
any
going
assault
through the
mortal
walls?
wound charges.
That's
They-
fly,
didn't
so they'll
they
be
used
able
to
to
have
do
Maybe
mortal wounds on
maybe
charge
it,
abilities?
maybe it fell back and took mortal wounds from Distrat.
That's fair. Let's say because he doesn't have any jump pack stuff, so he can't hammer a Wrath anything. Not that I don't actually guess you can hammer a Wrath of Catan anyway. His toughness is probably too high.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you can't. That would be on the Catan's turn, so you wouldn't shoot it. So. Oh no! So it fell back and then it somehow charged again, and you overwatched it.
Yeah.
My favorite way of killing a
We did it.
Catan is with a single, what is it? Megatrack Scrapjet, the Orc race car. You shoot it for 3 with missiles. You just ramming speed it for 2d3 mortals, and then you just kill it in combat.
Easy game, dude.
It's like
Whatever.
this like plane on wheels just like runs through the thing like it's a speed bump.
that
just keeps
that
going.
fucking orc meme like culture, like it's strategy.
We just watched like the orc meme happen live on air in the game that we just streamed over on the
He did
Satchel
one.
channel.
He did one sick maneuver where he like ramming speeded it to do 2d3 mortals, killed the Harlequin transport, and then just charged the player's unit inside with the strat to immediately charge again, which I think also then just does 2d3 mortal wounds because the ramming speed's like all phase. It's not for the one charge. Like
24 inches, bro. It's 24 inches. Yep, move it back. Move it back. Don't move it forward.
Well,
Just moving it forward.
the Catan don't get the pregame move anyway.
it's also really fun to kill Catan with explosions.
I think.
Yeah, there it is.
You're
Okay.
just finagling deployment. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna go there. He shouldn't
So-
have gone there.
The Catan doesn't get the pregame move, so I don't know if
No.
he's like planning for that.
No.
Well, he doesn't, but they have fly, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I mean they're still just fast.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
also
it's just-
they also like the Space Wolves just can't kill it, right? So
Yeah.
like we just determined. So it's like whatever.
I mean, imagine
bro.
like deploying banners with a Catan. Like that's.
It's just important to note because he also doesn't have OPSEC for that reason too.
I mean, he's got one more unit to deploy, I think. The Necron player.
Yeah, the last Annihilation Barge.
So who do you guys think is gonna win this one?
Oh, the Nec.
It's you don't
Yeah.
really want to say because like the Thunderwolf cavalry could just kill 4 vehicles at once, or the Satan could just like victory lap and kill their entire army by himself. It's gonna be dependent on who positions better than the
Yeah,
others.
I mean the Thunderbolts still have Lightning Claws, so rerolling wounds is still the best way to deal with Void Shield.
I will give my bet after turn 1 movement for both.
I mean,
players.
this thing only have 10 wounds. Even with like the damage reduction, they're still just gonna.
Yo, Pete, are we gonna make a little fun wager on this game? Is that what I'm feeling?
What do you?
I have no. Are we allowed to bet on Twitch? I have no idea.
They gotta bet bits.
Not money.
Bits.
Also, how quickly does one whirlwind
Bet tier 3
kill,
subs.
I don't know how to do any of that yet. I haven't figured it out. I don't know how to do like the predictions or any of the stuff for. It's probably just because our channel is so new. We probably can't do anything.
I mean, we don't even have a logo on our channel. That's
Yeah.
how sophisticated we
Oh,
are.
and in our defense, I didn't even plan on streaming today, and Lyle's like, "No, we're streaming."
You're
looked right
overselling
behind
it. I was like, I
He
mean,
looked me
I'll.
in the eyes. He's like,
yeah.
"Listen here, mother effer, we're doing this. If you don't like it or not." And I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
To
my
be
bad."
clear, I didn't sign up for this tournament because you told me we were going to commentate it. And then this morning, you're like, yeah, I don't want to commentate it anymore. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do all day? Spend time with my family?
No,
Oh, how
play
horrible
40k
is it?
is always the answer. That's my answer all day. 2-year-old daughter? Nope. 40k.
All right,
With
there's a big
zero
roll.
planning.
Ooh, exciting.
Oh,
They're really keeping it.
They're
The
both
tension.
going second now.
Wait, which one's the red?
Blue, I imagine the
Blue
one
team.
behind the red line, Tom.
I mean, you
To be
may
fair, it's not
be
guaranteed.
assuming
It could not be
that
true.
they chose
Yeah.
it or they just grabbed dice. You never
Yeah.
I always roll the purple dice because it's
Ooh.
kingly.
we
there's no-
definitely need to set up like a thing where we can hear their chat for next stream.
Yeah, we were doing it in the first round, and it became mildly problematic because we're not very good at this yet. So.
Space Wolves won the roll and we took first turn.
All right. So I think he's falling back a little bit here.
So did someone want to take a bet with me with tier 3 sub? Are we doing this?
I don't know what that means.
It means if you lose, you have to sub for tier 3.
Doesn't involve
We don't
alcohol.
even have subs yet, do we?
I think anyone can sub.
I think you have to be an affiliate before you can get subs, can't you?
Oh, damn. I don't know.
I don't think we can do that
I
yet.
don't know. I mean, let's see. Can I? No, there's no sub button.
Yeah, I
on
think
the
you can
stream,
only
so
follow right
it's
now.
like
We have
not-
to get a high enough like average viewers and followers, I think.
All right, well, loser has to follow then.
Ah,
It's like the
Alright,
free
I'm okay
lunch
with that.
version.
I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay with that. Shuma, who you taking?
I'm gonna say the Necrons because Thunderwolf Cavalry are bad.
Alright. You're
As,
on, brother.
as bad as Thunderwolf Cavalry are, the Space Wolves did win the roll to go first. So
Yeah, but I mean, like, what are they
You
even
know.
gonna do? That's the downside of the Thunderwolf Cavalry is they don't do anything.
they're gonna
I
run
like
to the
Thunderwolf
objectives, and then they're gonna make all their invulnerable saves, and then
Listen,
they're gonna
listen.
win.
We're gonna have to play each other, Shuma, and I will make a Space Wolf list with Thunderwolf Cav.
Then I'll make a Space Wolf list with Vanguard veterans with
I
like
mean- I've watched,
I will destroy you.
I've
He's like-
watched Shuma kill 12 Thunderwolf Cavalry in one turn.
It's like
do
like
not, do not.
a list of 41 Thunderwolf
I
Cavalry.
think I don't know that there's a list I currently play that would be perturbed by 30 Thunder. Maybe 41's a problem, but I think I could take 30 with any of the lists I currently play. The funny
11
memes off
extra
list I've been
is the
running, I think
problem.
can kill 30 in one turn.
The downside is
So-
like once you get to 30, they all have like chain swords. Like, even when they get to combat, they don't do anything.
Like how many lightning or Thunderhammer Thunderwolves does, or sorry, the Storm Shield Thunderwolves does like the one stomp a kill? Like 15 in a turn?
Kills a lot. That guy, he kills oodles of models. However many oodles is, that's how many die.
Alright, so now they just have to charge and then surround the Satan.
They fly, though.
I just like the visual here of like everyone backs away and the Catan's like, I'm just gonna deal this by myself then.
Fine.
Well, he smells bad. You know, they're just backing away from him.
Yeah.
It's
like-
the color. It's the color difference. They're repelled by it.
It's like if
Where's
the, in the end
the-
of at the end of Return of the King, when Aragorn like charges towards the Orc army, everyone else just stands there.
Oh,
Just like
stand
look
up.
at like side glance. Like what? Why? Why are you doing this?
I mean,
What
this
are you
is
doing?
I'm fine here.
this is like the classic like sitcom trope where someone's like, step forward if you want to do this, and then everyone else just steps backward away from the main character.
It's obviously for Frodo, guys. Jesus. Have any of you watched the movie?
Is Return of the King the one where like the laser pirates that are also ghosts come out of that one ship and then eat the elephant?
No, it's the one where the
that's-
laser sword wielding guy kills his mother and.
No, that's Star Wars.
Oh, damn it!
No, I think the guys come out in Two Towers, don't they?
I thought Return of the King was the third one.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's the third
is.
one.
Yeah, that's
It is.
the one with the laser laser sword pirates that eat the elephant.
This
And
is
then Doug-
embarrassing for a nerd commentary.
I'm not gonna lie.
That was an embarrassing scene to be included in the movie. It's like
It's the-
those guys
it's-
could have just won the whole war by themselves. They just-
The
I-
Legion of-
Yeah.
I lost a
You
few
mean-
minutes ago whether we were actually being serious or like we were just making fun of something, and I still have no idea.
the Legion of the Damned gets recruited because of a favor and kills the elephants,
and also
is
the
tec-
entire rest of that entire.
which is technically
yeah,
poaching.
They literally purge all of what the hell is that city called? Gondor.
Yeah, they had like 4 other allied armies. You didn't need any of them because you just have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the laser ghosts
Mi-
just kill them
Minas
all automatically.
Minas Tirith is the city I'm thinking of. They literally just purged the entire city. Like Minas Tirith is completely sieged by hundreds of thousands of goblins and orcs, and everyone's losing. And here comes this dead army and just kills everything.
That just comes out of nowhere too. It's like,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about these in the previous 2 movies, but here they are.
So
The Troll Conservation Society was very upset with that scene.
So if Aragorn had just been a little bit quicker, he would have saved a lot of lives. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
If they had just like instead of trying to go to the go to Mordor and throw a ring in, they just all go to that one mountain.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, can you guys just kill everyone in Mordor?
So that's the thing where why don't the eagles just fly Frodo over the mount or
Well,
the
well
Mount
first
Mordor?
off,
No, you
First
don't do
off-
that because volcanoes like emit poisonous gas straight up. So like, I mean, I don't want to do that anyway.
So you sacrifice one halfling and a eagle and then call it done.
No, they
like-
are straight up mind controlling these eagles. Eagles would be like, no way, man.
First off, I don't agree with that because if you're not attacking the front, the ring race and their little dragons would be not fighting the front lines.
Nazgul! Nazgul!
Whatever. The Nazgul would be killing the Eagles, dude. Like it just.
Why didn't they
doesn't make
just
sense.
get in their like A110 Apache helicopter, fly over, right, and like shoot the mountain?
I
with
would have
it?
just drove the truck because you guys remember in the first movie they found a truck in that farm scene. Remember they didn't catch it. It's like it made it to the actual movie because he like an actual modern truck. Just getting a thing and drive to the volcano.
That
No
truck
big
was
deal.
like an Urukai spy.
Okay, so 40k, the Thunderwolf are in the middle of the table now.
Right, so the Space Wolves picked up their whole army and moved it forward.
Bikes go zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Strategy, culture.
Wolves go wolf, wolf, wolf.
If these were 1 month
What are
ago
these
bikes and also in Deathwatch, they could have just gone through that wall.
Is this the normal
Not
Space
anymore,
Wolf
no,
shoulder
they really
patch?
changed that.
Because
No,
it looks like a
that is-
Tyranid wearing a hat.
No.
I mean, doesn't that look like a Gene Stealer? Not a Gene Stealer, a Gaunt wearing like a red hat or something?
I
That's
see
13th
like
company, right?
I see like a Triceratops.
No, wolves
Skull.
have mandibles. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a wolf skull, but they have mandibles.
Me too. I have a manimal.
Yeah,
Does
dude.
anyone have any idea what's going on in this game right now?
Yeah, the Space Wolves are doing the only
Space
thing
Wolves
that-
are running to the middle of the
Just make
table
them
like
straight
Space
forward.
Wolves.
And then I bet on the Necron turn, they move up a little bit, and then they shoot the Thunderwolf again.
Where are the long fangs? Because it's like the only. We got long fangs back here.
Thomas over here.
Grav cannon, long fangs back here. The Eradicators are back here. I don't think. I guess
Is
they could
the,
shoot right down here. That's about it.
Is the objective next to the crates and the Necron side? Can you reach that objective?
Yeah,
through
go all the way go forward, Lyle, and reverse.
Wait,
yeah,
this
there you
one?
go.
on
Okay.
the left side there?
I
Can
can change.
you
Let's
contest
find out.
that
Yeah.
objective with the incursors?
You,
Let's-
You can hop over, so it's 2 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches. So if he advances, you can get down into that side. But
Oh, but
I
you
mean,
do have to cross over the
Yeah.
bricks.
I mean, it's exposed
Yeah, you
terrain,
have
so
to
you
be
have
on
to.
it.
I also don't know that it necessarily is going to matter too much. The Necrons would have like over 2 turns. Like they're not even on that objective anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
they
a
could
reason
just-
why
they
the
could put 5
scarabs are
obstacles
on it
in
right
front
now, right? Like
Oh, yeah, I mean,
he's
it's-
baiting that
Well,
incursor
you
squad.
don't just want to get them killed for free.
Yeah.
No, I think one of the you deal with the bikes and then one of the flat donuts that are sideways with a bite taken out of them like
Wonder how
rolls over and
the-
just, like shoots them.
Is that where that? Who moved that objective for priority targets? Do we know?
we don't. I don't know who moved which ones. We could.
It looks like
Tom, you
the
can
both
get in there and ask
the
me
left
you
and the
want to.
right side moved because they're not symmetrical.
They all have to move.
I imagine the Necron player moved it backwards.
Yeah, this seems like the Necron
Yeah,
player would
probably.
move this one. The Space Wolf player moved this one out.
So that Space Wolf one moved to the left of where it's at right now into the ruin, and the Necron player it looks like moved it further towards the camera angle right now.
Yeah, it would have moved it back just to
Yeah.
make it so that you have to go around the
Yep.
corner to pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a good move. Otherwise, like it's a nightmare if you can just like put 5 incursors in the back there. Just like, hey.
Oh,
Well, now
we're killing
now
some.
the incursors have
some
to go on top
scarabs.
of the exposed terrain to grab that.
Right. Yeah, now they do. For sure.
All right, looks like we killed 2 scarab bases. Was this?
That's the Outriders. it's,
I'm assuming so. There's not a lot that could have seen them otherwise.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Outriders
That
have.
or the
There's also a whirlwind. Yeah.
yeah, the
So I-
whirlwind. I'm kind of
I
wondering
think-
if the
yeah.
whirlwind's just going to start picking them off, and then the Necrons can't
Yeah.
have any of their own back objectives.
I think that the Outrider move on the left side was a mistake because they can't charge anything. I don't like. They should have moved behind the ruin.
They're actually kind of they're a good target because you can skilled riders them and transhuman them both, and you can't do either of those to the Thunderwolves. They're actually kind of a good bait target because you can sink a lot of like shooting and then not do anything.
What I like here, honestly, is I like this one coming up, just stopping here, making sure, like, if these Eradicators and Longfangs are back here, they're just not going to ever get range to shoot it if you leave it here. Spin the CP, change this to Cosmic Fire, and just let it just start melting everything in the middle of the table every turn. Because these things in melee are never going to be able to kill this quickly.
So the Thunderwolf can't go through that ruin, correct?
Yeah,
Right.
correct. Yeah, it has to go around.
Interesting pick for the basic Satan versus the Nightbringer, but I guess saving 50 points is probably pretty important.
It's 80
I
points.
doubt you have a lot of
You
weight
save
on
80
these
points.
vehicles.
Yeah.
They're 80?
Yeah,
That's-
Yeah.
Transcendent is 270. All the name ones are 350.
Yeah, gross.
Could you imagine a Nightbringer against all these Thunderbolts though? He's like,
Yeah,
your
that's what I
Storm Shield
thought
do
of-
nothing here.
Well, they have a 1 CP.
Yeah,
strike,
any
so
Catan can do
maybe
that for
CP
1
can do it.
CP. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, there you
It
go.
doesn't like flat 4 damage or whatever like the Nightbringer does though. Like this guy's damage is a lot worse in combat. This guy's all about throwing out the free second powers.
Tom, your dogs.
But I definitely think he should be switching to Cosmic Fire just because he's got a list that's going to have to come closer to him. He's not going to be able to avoid the Cosmic Fire.
There it goes. 8 inches up.
Especially because I don't think that I'm just not a big fan of Time Arrow anyway.
How far
Although the
away
other
is
one
that
has Time
second-
Arrow, so it doesn't
How
matter.
far away is that
I think
second
Time Arrow's not
squad?
bad.
Oh, he's already switched it. I see. He's already switched Time Arrow for Cosmic Fire.
Time Arrow's the character targeting one, correct? Where you like
Yeah. If you roll less than their toughness, you just delete a model in the unit,
is it
or
like,
higher
lower
their
than
toughness. Higher than
Yeah,
toughness. Sorry.
yeah.
The other
Yeah,
one
which
is less than a
not-
number of models.
Not good into a. Is it toughness or wounds?
It's toughness.
Let me double
Lyle-
check. I'm not sure.
Lyle, what's
I thought it was
the
wounds, 'cause,
what's
I don't think
the-
you can kill most Space Marine characters with it.
I'll double check real fast. It's not one I've used. I haven't gotten to play any
It's-
Catan yet.
It's kind of it's like a trap choice.
I'm pretty damn sure it's toughness.
Yeah, it's nice when it happens, but it's so rare.
All right. Time Arrow is you have to exceed the number of wounds.
Oh,
Yeah, so like you literally can't kill most like Primaris characters with it
Yeah.
because you have to exceed and they all have you need to roll a
Yeah.
7.
I mean, even against the Outriders, you got to roll a 5 or a 6 just to kill an Outrider.
Yeah, and like it's like almost never worth it because like the stuff that you could shoot with it, the stuff with like 2 or 3 wounds, it's not worth it because you're not targeting out like a
Yeah.
Primaris Marine with it. It's like
Chad says it's equal or exceed, so
It's
it
equal
is
or
a little bit
exceed?
better
Okay.
to hit
Okay.
like bikers and stuff. But yeah, the Space
Yep.
Marine characters, especially like the biker ones.
yeah, or you just
I
cosmic
mean
fire
that
it and just blow
one's
them
a
off the
7,
table.
right? So he just can't die to it.
Yep. Cosmic Fire just seems like the one you want against Space Wolves.
Right. Yeah, well, it's the one you want almost all the time.
I mean,
Time Arrow's
I've
one
played
thing,
lists
it's
where you
like
just want to
targeting.
sit in the back and just like shoot without letting stuff get exposed, but this is not one of those matches at all. You got other stuff that's going to sit in the back and shoot.
Characters because you just kill them on 4+. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's still like a 50-50 for your 250 point minimum Satan that you're also probably sinking a lot of CP into. Like you gotta net value out of those dudes, and I don't know, relying on a series of 4-ups to kill cheap characters is like the best
Yeah.
use case.
The lack of shooting in this Space Wolves army is concerning to me.
Especially
I mean,
with
he's got grav guns and eradicators. They're just not going to get to do anything. This terrain
are they
just
on
is
the
not going to
table? Did they-
facilitate those getting
did
to
they-
do anything.
did they deploy on the table?
The long things with the grav guns are right here.
What doing back there?
Yeah, that is a strange choice.
They have an objective with their.
Listen,
Yeah, these are the
Like,
grav
don't worry,
guns.
guys, we got this one. And they're like, put your
Yeah.
guns down.
And then
They're
all the
protecting
eradicators
the
are right here.
Marines or be nothing. Yeah,
I don't-
They should definitely have.
I have no idea what they're going to, why they're here. I don't know what they're
Hat-
trying to do.
Havoc and Chatsakar and Arcus is a big thumbs up for me. I think especially in Dark Angels, that thing is like sings like a bird.
Yeah.
What is?
I don't know if I would take it in every sub faction or in every list, but I definitely think if you can build around it well, it's pretty solid.
I'm not sure.
problem
What
is
what
that-
is the
I'm
goal
just
with these
saying-
eradicators? Like
I'm
what
just
are they going to
saying-
do back here?
when the Space Wolves win, I'm gonna laugh at you guys because I'm the one who has faith apparently.
I
Emperor
mean,
protect.
they can see the center objective. So if they want to try and take the center objective from the wolves, like the wolves are currently winning just because they have more objectives. If they just hold the middle line and just like don't die for 4 turns, they just win the game.
Havoc,
the-
I built the
well,
White
that's
Scars list this morning that had an Arcus in it.
Like the Necrons have to take these objectives, and the moment the Necrons take one of them, they just pop out from behind the wall and kill whatever took it.
I'm just saying when they win, I just want all of you guys to say, you know what, you were right.
I
You're
think
right.
both of these armies are weird enough, and this matchup is strange enough that it's a little bit hard to interpret like how it's gonna go anyway.
I mean, and Space Wolves going first obviously is a big benefit to them, especially just being as aggressive as they are. They can just put a bunch of dudes in the middle. Is there a Rights of War on the chaplain or somewhere? Probably not on the
Where'd you
chaplain.
go?
He's probably a wise orator.
He is a wise orator.
So
Oh right.
yeah, wise orator, and this is not telling me which two. Pete, you'll have to tell us what he's got written down. This is not showing me. I wonder if I can do it this way. Actually, hold on. I can now that I'm a yellow player.
Hey,
Oh,
It still doesn't say it.
just wise orator.
it is wise orator.
Yeah,
So
but
there's
I
no-
can't
there's
see
no Rights
his.
of War or Rights of Battle here.
So he's
or what does
got
it have? Rites of Battle's on the
Exaltation of
Wolf Lord.
Rage, Canonical Hate, Master of Sanctity, Litany of Hate, Hero of the
The
Chapter.
Rites of
Rites of Battle's
War
on the
is
on the Wolf Lord.
Yep. Wise Orator and Armor Rust on the Chaplain on Bike.
I always get confused which one's the reroll aura and which one's the obsec aura.
I don't know which is
Rites
which.
of
I
Rites of
always
Battle
assume
is
it's
the reroll aura, so that's just the
Yeah.
ability. So no one has Rites of War.
I don't see it. He only has like the 2 characters, I think.
The Wolf
I don't
Lord
think
on
anyone else could have it.
the Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf is Angel Artifice, Chapter Master, Rites of War, Storm Shield, Stratagem.
Oh, he does have Rites of
Wait,
War.
who's got Rites of War?
Okay.
The Thunder Lord on Thunderwolf. Wolf Lord on
So the
Thunderwolf.
guy with the
Okay,
ice
well, right
is
here
in
it
the
says
middle.
Rites of Oh, he's got both. I see it down at the bottom. I'm sorry.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, Lyle.
Well, that's good. That means that one vehicle can't just run up there and take the objective automatically.
Yeah. Although, I mean, can it anyway? These things, they all OPSEC, or not OPSEC, Heroic Intervention, like 6 inches, and can probably just clip out that vehicle automatically with one assault.
Maybe. It's if you survive.
That is true. These like Chrysons have quite the damage output.
That spider is gonna be trapped behind those vehicles.
I like how these vehicles are all the same, but some of them are turned sideways and some of them are flat. But they're all just Chrysons with like laser guns pointing out the sides.
Croissant.
So wait, why is he putting us a 10 way back there?
Countercharge, maybe? I don't know.
I think he wants to go for the Outriders, anything that comes through that Outrider gap.
So he's got Transdimensional Thunderbolt, which is
pretty
invisible. Sky Falling Stars
It's
is
within 24
anything. Yeah,
inches.
he's not trying to cut any lines of sight to guarantee a tan power or anything.
It is awkward because you would think that he would want them up there to get shot to then regenerate the wounds so that the vehicles never get shot. But I guess everything in this list regenerates wounds. So
Yeah.
it matters.
Every single model is living metal. There's no single wound models here.
Except that there's only 2 models he has that has a cap of wounds it can take.
Yeah, but I mean everything else
Although
is
they
still
hit the
quantum
cap
shielding.
and then they just-
Yeah.
They hit the cap and then they start shooting something else. But it does mean that you end up being a little bit inefficient by shooting at them.
I mean, this list is definitely just got some hidden durability built into it with everything just having quantum shielding. All right, which one we picked up? So we picked up one from the middle here. Let's see
The
some
thing
dice
is, though,
rolls.
is if you go get to the list that just focus on board control, you just lose.
All the vehicles have OPSEC.
Okay, so I think this is the
Kind of really
transdimensional
fast.
thunderbolt, and now he's rolling for all the other things to do the one mortal wound to stuff that was nearby this.
Yeah, the arcs also have a 2+ poison flamer, so you can actually like sort of just forward, put them right in the middle and fight sort of light infantry and stuff really well with them. Like, they'll crush one wound models through pretty quickly.
This list feels like it actually is pretty good anti-horde. Every one of these vehicles has a large number of shots.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of Tesla in there too in the back too. Yeah.
Do you guys agree with their secondary choices?
No.
No.
What's the secondary choices? Let me see.
They didn't take priority
we
target,
mentioned-
which
yeah,
seems
we
weird,
mentioned a
wrong
little
all the
bit.
time.
In the at the top, but yeah, there's
I mean, bring it down is obvious. Like you have to take that. For the
You have to
Space
take
Wolf, but-
priority targets also because that's free 15 points.
yeah. There's no priority targets. There's no warrior pride for a hyper aggressive Space Wolves list. Like, what are you doing?
I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
seeing a Space Marine list not take any Space Marine secondaries, whether it's their codex or the primary codex, just is odd.
Did he take the Deploy Scramblers? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is also a mission that's really good from Oath of Moment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have
you guys-
you have tons of really good options.
He took deploy scramblers, and I have literally no idea how he scores it.
Hold
Wait,
on one second.
is there anything in reserve? I assume something.
Not that it looks like.
Oh, okay. Well,
This is the one that died.
It's gonna be tough then.
Like,
I mean, he's all these are Phobos, so he could just do
Yeah.
the put the Phobos into reserves.
Oh yeah, the outflank it later.
Yeah, just wait to kill something and then go get it on like turn 5, like once you've cleared enough space on the board.
Yeah, I guess that's actually a pretty good point. Yeah, because it's sort of you
All right.
can kind of trick your opponent into not screening
So that-
super hard. Early.
Yeah.
That means
I
that this
just-
hyper-mobile Necron army that has long-range guns can just shoot these units that are not out of line of sight.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just
if
checked
he
with-
kills all the Phobos, I don't know how he could ever score that.
But
I just checked with
advancing
them,
about
and
haters
then
every
their
turn.
secondaries are correct, so they aren't subbing anything for anything. So
Yeah, so I mean, if he kills both of these cursors, I don't actually think he can deploy scramblers.
I always hate it when both players take engage.
Look
all
at
once.
Sacred. He's like oath of printing secondary points.
Yeah, I think Warrior Pride is probably better for this list because if I remember correctly, those two are in the same category. But not taking that is like ridiculous. It's like minimum 12 points.
For the edification of the chat, what does Warrior Pride do?
It gives you you score 3 VP at the end of your turn if you have completed 2 charges or have 2 units engaged in melee. If I remember correctly, which is like you just do that.
Yep.
Like,
Is it
even
two
if you're a
separate charges
shooty
or-
with I mean,
Is it charge 2 units or complete 2 charges?
it's complete charges with 2 of your units. I
It's
think.
complete charges or have units in combat. That's the most
Yeah.
important thing.
It's so easy. Like for an army that's like based entirely around resilient melee units, it's just
Yeah.
like just.
It's
print
also
money.
end of turn, not
Yeah.
round. So you can score like 6 points per round.
All right, we're down 3 Outriders or
I think
3
it's the end of your turn.
Thunderwolf and an Outrider.
Played on it the other day. He said it was just end of turn. Maybe he just didn't read the your right, and then he was scoring against me illegally. How dare he?
Yeah, we can double check.
I don't think it mattered though. He did. I conceded that game turn 2.
All right,
This
that's
is
the
the
fourth.
actual turn 1.
That's the 4th cavalry.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, if only those were a different unit.
Yeah, if those were actually if they put the wolves away and put jetpacks on and were 40 points less each,
Or we're a
but-
robot.
yeah, then losing 3 of them would be, it wouldn't mean much.
I sense there's some sort of agenda here, like as far as
No, it's
like,
just Vanguard vets are better than everything.
They're so good.
just
No,
preference.
I made a video about Thunderwolf Cavalry. I said they're bad. I got a lot of hate.
Also,
But-
Thunderwolf
but
Cavalry are dumb looking.
every time I see them play on the table or play against them, I'm
The worst player. The
validated.
worst player. You're the
We-
worst player.
We have a list in our local meta that a lot of people are running that has 9 Thunderwolf cavalry in it, but they're all like chain swords with like a power fist on the pack leader, and he's just playing them as Outriders, and the core of his army is like 3 Redemptors. And I don't hate them in that sense, that you just want them as like outflanking units that are more
If it-
durable than
yeah,
Outriders.
If it's not like the entire like point of your army, I think it's fine. Like they're a fine like counterpunch unit. They're kind of hard to kill. You can make them upsec. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
Like this army just
But when your army's like I'm playing Space Wolf, so I have to put the wolf guys in my list. You're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like
You're
you're
playing-
clearly not really thinking about it.
say you're
It's
playing
a-
like either Admech or Demons, and they just string one unit of like one unit just in front of the middle of the table here, and you're just locked in your deployment zone for 3 turns, like because
Yeah.
of these giant unwieldy dudes that can't.
It also
leave.
it kind of looks like the unit that's back in the deployment zone there like probably could have gotten more out of line of sight, and it kind of looks like
Yeah.
they're strung sort of oddly. And
Throughout this one back here.
are just kind of asking to
Yeah.
be shot at.
They're also they're now move blocked because there's one donut just like on that one pathway, but if they want to go through the center of the table, they have to like curve around in a way that's probably unrealistically long for their.
You know what's annoying too is that he now has line of sight on this chaplain. He's trying to kill it.
There's nothing,
There's nothing closer on that side.
Isn't there's one Thunderwolf left in the ruin, right?
No, but it's not visible.
Well, it doesn't
You can
matter.
only
Yeah,
you
it's
can
not
you get to ignore it as long as it's not the if it's the closest visible unit.
Nah, that's not unfortunately the case.
The lookout sir makes them untargetable unless they are the closest visible unit to the thing that's being that's shooting them. Lookout sir doesn't work if the thing being targeted is the closest visible unit to the attacking unit.
I think that's how it worked until they made it not work that way with the 3 times that they rewrote it.
No, it just means that you have lookouts are you have to be visible, both visible and closest. You don't have to be the closest visible.
Where
So
does lookout
that clause just means that you can't target a model being looked out sir by indirect fire,
Well,
even if they are.
yeah, but if they can't see this, oh yeah. But if they can't see this, then anything here could shoot, right?
If they can't see,
If they can't see the Thunderwolf, then these 2 guns could shoot this.
Essentially, what Lookout Sir does is if you are within 3 inches of a model that's looking out Sir for you, you get the 8th edition character rule.
Right,
So
which
you
was
cannot
you
be
can't be
you
targeted
cannot
unless
be-
you're the closest visible, right?
No, it wasn't. You cannot be targeted unless you're the closest.
No, the word visible does not appear a single time in this rule.
Okay.
Everyone thought it was that because that's the obvious thing it should be.
Yeah,
but-
it is confusingly worded. It says It can be targeted normally if it is both visible to the firing model and is the closest unit to the firing model. It doesn't say that it has to be the closest visible unit, so you don't ignore other units you can't see. You just can't shoot the character if you can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that visibility clause ends up doing is makes it so that you can't just shoot them with like basilisks or something.
Yeah, it is a big deal that one will survive though, because that will give the Space Wolves the center objective for this turn.
Yeah, because I mean, this would have to roll a really big charge to come around here. I don't know what that would probably be like a 9 or 10 charge.
Couldn't the Satan just charge him through the wall?
Well, it
he's a
has
monster.
fly, but it can't fly over the wall in the charge
Yeah.
phase.
It's got to go around. It's probably like a 9er.
Yeah.
Could do it. Maybe he gets lucky.
I mean, he could also just choose to not spend the 2 CP to pass a morale and possibly fail it, but
Yeah, you're a Space Marine. He's like lead 9. He'll be fine.
Oh, aren't those? Oh no, that's the Wolf in that are lead set.
No, there's a chaplain next to him. So he's like, whatever. Because the chaplains give their leadership to everybody within 6.
oh, if he's still got guns to go into it, then that's fine.
Oh,
too.
there's another.
Yeah, there's just more guns.
It never
Yeah.
stops.
This
Never.
This list just shoots like super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I look at, I mean, I guess they have a lot of points wrapped up in out of line of sight shooting units that are kind of like awkwardly positioned. But whenever I see a Space Wolf Thunderwolf army, it always feels like they should have like 10 more models.
Yeah. Do Catan count for Code of Combat?
No, they're not nobles.
No. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It has to
played
either
against a
be
Code
a
of-
Lord, Overlord, CCB, or Zark
Yeah.
himself.
The CCBs are so good at scoring it, though. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I've definitely gotten to a point where I want to play 2 CCBs, even in my Silent King list,
Yeah.
just to guarantee getting it 15 every game.
Yeah, I played against the 2 CCBs in Silent King the other day, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
They just like maxed that secondary casually. What a cool combo, though. I like it.
But
when
and it's so
can
sweet
go
too because
around.
you get to take the one that has the Void Reaper for like some extra tech against certain matchups.
Yes, absolutely. Look at that roll. Amazing.
Oh, ones.
TTS dice roller strikes again.
Average. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, guys, we're playing 40k now.
1-6. Great.
I mean, he needed it. That was a pretty necessary stroke of luck right there, I think.
Yeah.
That was a
that's a
harsh
big
first
swing.
turn. I guess he can just run past this donut. He's not quite positioned to like jam up the hallway there.
So there's one capping that middle point right now? One
Yeah,
Thunderwolf?
there's a single Thunderwolf
Yep.
that survived out of the center unit.
Has everything shot at it that's possible? Or
I'm not sure which ones have shot at this point. He was just measuring. Yeah, he got it. I was gonna say I think he had started on this side of the table and then was working his way down here. Yeah,
Oh, that is.
That's
not
a
good.
swing.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
So, Trevy, what do you think about those Thunderwolves?
Man, if only they were different units. Yeah, I mean the second unit's gonna get into melee. It's gonna mix it up a bit, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But again, he's
This
going.
whole army
I
has
mean, he's
fly.
got to ignore the Catan. He has to go for the vehicles because he's got bring it down anyway.
Well,
And he can never kill the Catan in melee.
I guess he's just not gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's just
you
got
end
to
up
he's
bringing
got to
down
just
the
ignore them and
circumstances
kill
of
everything
the army.
else.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
the only way
they're 9
the
wounds, right? So they only give up 2 for bring it down. So yeah.
I think the
Yeah,
only way
everything
that the
here is 2
Space Wolves
points.
guys
Yep.
would have won is because of the like if you were to like leapfrog from cover to cover and just deny the shooting, like
Yeah.
this army is shooting. Like going
Yeah,
into the middle
maybe-
and capping that point was a bad idea because you're basically giving them that whole squad.
All right, but I've got it, guys. If he kills this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, he can get 15 points.
how many is that?
He's got to
Is it all
kill.
of his list?
He's got to kill
Oh, wow.
either. He's either got to kill all of the vehicles or this one, and then he gets like -1. But he's
Yeah, I
like
You
think
gotta
that-
kill
He's
all
gotta
the
table
vehicles
it.
to get bring it down.
Yeah.
That's not
Downside of
efficient.
Thunderwolf Cavalry is that like they don't have any other option. Like it's not like we're gonna play KG and use the cover because they can't go through cover, so they
Yeah.
also just deny themselves like an enormous amount of threat range. So their only option is to run directly at their opponent and hope that they make all their invulnerable saves.
yeah.
Can they just outflank?
Uh,
like
Yes.
army can scream.
no, is it infantry? Oh no, is it infantry only for the cunning?
not for the basics.
I mean, you can
Oh,
always
you
just
just
do the
redo
normal.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and you just inspiring oratory, and you're like +2 to charge,
Yeah.
and hope it goes well. Yeah, all right.
yeah, you just
Sure.
avoid losing an entire unit on the first turn. Show up on the second.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so the downside of Thunderwolf Cavalry is actually that Trevy and his followers will have infinite disdain for you.
Well,
and make
I
fun
mean,
of you, and make fun of you
it's-
whenever you have a list that you play it in, like
it's that
whatever.
or green
event.
laser lightning. Like, take your pick for what kills these things. It's either harsh words or a Necron army, but I mean, it's happening either way.
Yeah,
I also think there's been some interesting math recently that Space Wolves are like doing really poorly as a Space Marine chapter. I think they're currently, at least as of a couple weeks ago, were one of the lowest performing Space Marine chapters, which is shocking to me because I think they're mechanically one of the strongest. And I think like Thunderwolf Cavalry are literally just holding the faction back because people are playing them instead of like the incredible like dearth of vehicles that they have and like just their insane melee.
I still think Thunderwolves or Space Wolves, not Thunderwolf Cavalry, Space Wolves specifically are like the best. I think the best melee chapter to ally into like an Imperial army, just because all those heroic interventions just do a bunch of random nonsense.
Yeah, it's like
They're very
impossible to
good.
take an objective from a Space Wolves army.
Yeah.
And then especially if you're playing like, Astra Militarum or something, and you have a gun line backing them up that you like your opponent wants to engage into, and just everything like randomly intervenes into you and kills you. Like, what do you do against that? You know? Like,
I
buddies
think
are-
Guard and Space Wolves is like still the best combo you could do with Guard, other than like Custodes or something.
My
Swolves-
buddy's
Swolves
a
and
Dark
Sisters work
Angels
out really well,
player.
too.
My buddy's a Dark Angels player, and he loves souping in Space Wolves for the Lion and the Wolf stratagem, just to be like super fluffy.
it's also
All right, guys.
good,
I want to make a prediction here, though. These Space Wolves are going to kill this Tesseract out, and then all 6 of these models are going to die.
are they gonna kill it?
I mean, if they don't kill it, it's going to run away. But regardless, these 6 models are not making it to turn 3.
It's transhuman and will reinforce its shielding for a 4+.
Yeah, for sure.
So like
No,
It's
there's
still
no
a lot
downside,
of
just bounce
it's
off
still a
it.
lot of attacks that are rerolling wounds, which is the best thing to do against the transhuman.
Yeah.
What's the move speed on this thing on its lowest profile? Can they just like wrap it and keep it from escaping? Because it only has 2 directions.
This
which
doesn't.
reasonably-
Does this?
Yeah, so they could wrap it with ease if they don't kill it. Which would probably be the best conceivable result. Because it can't, if it's on its last profile, it can't go over this ruin. It can't go forward.
slow.
Yeah, so if they just, I mean, these Thunderwolf bases are huge. So like, if they just get like 2 dudes behind it and spaced an inch back, it's not going anywhere. That's like probably the only way that they, like if the Swabs can pull that out, then they probably rescue this
doesn't
game because then
degrade.
they explode out from there and kill a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but you could still just spend the CP, make it. You spend 1 CP to make it operate at full health. Spend another CP to make
Oh,
it
do
fall
they
back
have
out of
that?
combat. Yeah,
they have
Necron
that.
vehicles can operate at top
never
bracket.
mind. All
Yeah.
right. That strat they give, that one strat they give to everybody that makes it
It's
so
a-
that there's no tactics in the game.
Yeah.
The Forge World model though that got put on any 12 wound the grade.
I feel this is a trap because he charged that model, and they're gonna be stuck out in the open now because they can't go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
It's not like
kill
they
this.
have a choice.
Cool.
The trap was picking the unit that only has a single use case, which is running down a hallway and hoping to kill everything
Yeah.
until the opponent's deployment zone.
And like, look, he's running down this hallway, and look, guys, there's like, it's like
Yeah.
Portal. There's like 5 turrets at the end of this hallway.
Can you imagine if instead of these 6 Thunderwolves, this was like 40 Vanguard veterans with lightning claws, though?
I feel like you've mentioned this
Tesseracts
before.
are
I
It's because
can't.
they are-
I don't.
they're like-
my memory is super bad, but I don't know if you.
The Tesseract Arc's definitely degraded. I don't know what people are talking about.
Yeah, but there's a 1 CP
Yeah,
strat.
you'll spend the
to
strat.
ignore it.
Yeah, but they do actually degrade.
Yeah.
I don't
Any-
want
any-
anybody to.
Anything over 9 wounds degrades.
Does it degrade? This one, I mean, it doesn't in its like profile here, but maybe that's just like an awkwardly written profile.
I think every time I
Well,
try to open this, they're gonna see it, and I don't want to screw with their game, so I'm not gonna try
Anything
to.
over anything 10 wounds or above degrades.
Yeah.
9 wounds is the.
Wait, I actually have the Tesseract Arc on Wahaipedia right now, and there is no degrading profile on its Wahaipedia entry.
What?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at 9th edition Tesseract Arc on Wahaipedia.
I'll send you a link to one that does degrade, I guess. Here, I'll put it in chat. Here you go, everybody. There's the Tesseract Arc data sheet. Enjoy.
Here's the one I am looking at, so
There's
that
2
no one thinks I'm
Wikipedia
insane.
entries
But
that have different.
I have IAC open, and it does definitely degrade.
Yeah, there's a they like
I don't-
archive stuff when.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong
you
part,
like
Trevy. I'm
revisions.
sorry. I was looking down in the middle
yeah,
of the page.
you
yeah.
sent me the same link.
Yeah, I'm looking in the middle of the page. I just didn't look at the top of the page. I'm sorry.
As a general rule, anything 9 or 10 wounds or above degrades.
Yeah, though I know
Yes.
that's the standard.
So he did this like he pulled a perfect bait and switch. Like he drew out all the cavalry into the one unit. Now they're gonna be stuck out in the open, and he can be shot by 4
Was it a bait
units.
and
Yeah, I was
switch,
gonna say,
or
is it a
this
bait
the
and switch,
only
or is it
choice
just
Thunderwolf
saying that
can
my
have?
opponent has to run directly at me and has no other options?
Yeah.
No,
it's-
he could have run around the flanks. He didn't have to charge that. He
Yeah,
I
but
wonder
he's
if
just still in
there
his own
was,
deployment zone, right?
Yeah, but like
just
he can't go the flanks with the Thunderwolf cavalry because they can't go here.
No, what I'm saying is that so his stuff is shooty, right? Like so
Yeah.
he has to move forward and cap
But
stuff. So if the Thunderwolf cavalry are there to countercharge him moving up past his deployment over the
Does
center of
he
the board.
have to move up and cap stuff? If the Space Wolves are also like at that point, just no one has the middle objective, and then you're
Yeah.
both scoring the same on primary, and they think the Necrons have the shooting armies, so they're going to win on secondaries at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the Space Wolves
you can't play
have
that
to
game
cap.
with a secondary as a Space Wolf player picked.
Yeah, I wonder if you maybe just put the Outriders there, and because you can, and then try to limit as many lines of fire as can get onto them and the Thunderwolf cavalry as possible. Like maybe just stack all the Thunderwolf cavalry behind the L on the Space Wolf player side, and you can potentially put the Outriders sort of in the corner of that L and make it so only a couple things can shoot them, and just like hope your skill rider sees you through. I mean, you're probably still gonna die. But
I
at
think
least you
you-
don't lose like a 300 point unit of Thunderwolf cavalry.
I think you have to outflank both of those units.
Yeah, maybe
like
at least
just
one.
just
for sure,
walking
yeah.
across the table, like they can't reasonably hide. This army's way too mobile. So they're going to get line of sight. They're going to kill enough of them to where they're rendered combat ineffective. Like they need the ability to get to their deployment zone, to get to the Necron deployment zone.
So, but isn't the
without
problem
having to
if
kick
you
it.
outflank the cavalry? Like that's what we're talking about, right? Is the cavalry?
Yeah.
All right. So if you outflank the cavalry, Bubba J, thank you for the follow. Hope you are enjoying our tournament today. If you outflank the cavalry, you still just get to dictate where they go, because then they have to come in from the board edge. You can make sure they don't go here. You can make sure they don't go here. They can't move past this ruin. They can't move past this ruin. So then they're still just going to end up here or end up here, and you get to shoot them.
We're
There's-
still in the scenario whereby like we're just criticizing the Thunderwolf cavalry pick at this point because like
Yeah.
they either way like the only thing outflanking does is avoid getting shot on the first turn.
Yeah.
You're just exchanging CP for one turn of safety, but you still have very obvious.
So
like,
Lyle,
in
you're
advance.
you're controlling this. So can you go over to the Thunderwolf cavalry next to the Necron thing? If you don't charge that, right? If you don't charge that unit and you put them in this pocket to the left, right?
Right here?
To the left.
This is
Yeah,
my
okay,
left.
you're right there. So if that unit is that of Thunderwolf cavalry is right there, okay, so it's dead. So if you
There you go.
force that unit to move, those Necron units to move past that gap, to at the lower end of the screen, or you charge them and then pile in. Like
What-
you control
Yeah.
that you
But
control that.
but Pete,
engagement.
you understand that if the Thunderwolf cavalry go here, they can't ever leave, right?
Yeah, you just ignore the Thunderwolf cavalry because
Yeah, because they can't fit through this gap and they can't go through walls.
I understand that, but right now you're holding up all three of those units because as soon as they go past that point where the Thunderwolf cavalry are right now, you just charge around and
I'm going to tell you right now what I would do if my opponent put 5 Thunderwolf cavalry right here. I'm going to put an annihilation barge over here 3.1 inches away or whatever, so that they just can't
Yeah.
ever leave that area.
How tall is that section of wall there?
Yeah, you can also
On
just
the
touch the
Necron side of the table.
You could just touch that ruin with 5 tanks, shoot through it, and kill all of
this
them.
ruin here?
It has windows.
Yeah, how tall is the tallest point of that?
I can't
it, like,
necessarily
it's
tell.
it's
Maybe.
probably 6 or
Let's
7
see.
inches.
It doesn't say here. Yeah.
Probably
I
too
mean-
too tall for them to climb. Probably.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably.
I guess you could climb the short side, maybe with
mean,
a
like-
big advance roll, and then like kind of get through there. But it's tough.
The downside of this is they can literally touch this ruin with 4 tanks, shoot through it, and shoot them all anyway.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
actually defend them.
Yeah, it
Like
is
they're-
area
you
terrain.
still it doesn't you don't lose any shots really. I mean
Yeah.
maybe one of these back tanks can't shoot it, but they have other targets at this point. I don't know. This is Thunderwolf cavalry on a map like this. Just feel like they're especially into this matchup. It feels like a pretty rough uphill climb.
They're being funneled. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Like the I don't know. Like he's establishing firing lanes. The Necron player's establishing firing lanes, and you can't go around them right now. Like
Yeah,
there's
that's
two
the-
firing lanes, and you have to force them through as a non ranged Space Wolf player.
Yeah,
Like,
T-Wolves made that work in 8th edition because they cost a lot less and had a 3-up invuln. But
Well, they were also just wolfing.
that too. Yeah, you're
And
right. They
we're
were also
infantry,
just
yeah.
they were also half the cost in a different way too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna step away from the stream for 1 moment. Let you guys carry it.
The cat's away, gents. Time for the mice to play.
It's a shame that he's not being much more aggressive with these shooting elements in the Space Wolf army, because if all the guns are being pointed at the Thunderwolves, then they would have gotten at least one
Right.
good round of fire off.
Yeah, I'm shocked that neither of these really heavy shooting units outflanked. I'm shocked that nothing outflanked. Like, that's wild.
So worst case scenario, like you have the Thunderwolf that kind of draw the Necron units into those firing lanes, and then you can have the Grav units and Eradicators or whatever positioned to fire at those units that kind of are forced into those firing lanes. Like, is like a counter fire scenario. You know,
Yeah,
like
the downside is that they, especially where they're placed, all of the shooting elements in the Space Wolf army besides the Whirlwind are like super short range, so they're kind of forced to shoot into the units that the Thunderwolves are going to charge anyway. So you're like, well, here you go.
well,
looks
the
like,
Grav is 24, right?
Yeah, so it looks like we did pull the Tesseract arc with the Grav. Is that what happened? And then we're charging into the Annihilation Barge in the back?
It looks like it, yeah.
I still don't agree with that the Thunderwolves are just complete trash. I mean, they're technically 5 of them are technically cheaper than 10 Vanguard vets. Same amount of wounds. You get less Lightning Claw attacks, but you also get into 3 bite attacks, and they're higher toughness. So they're slightly more durable depending on what's shooting them. I get that.
They're
Yeah,
less expensive. The Vanguard vets with the LC and the Thunderhammer are like 25 points.
They are 281 points for a 10-man jump pack, dude, for squad.
Okay.
And a 5-man Thunderwolf Cav is 275. So it's
Yeah.
6 points cheaper for the Thunderwolf Cav. Same amount of wounds, same amount of durability, but higher toughness. They move 2 inches less, so your 10-inch moves at 12 inch.
Well-
You can't go through terrain, but you can advance and charge.
Yeah, so the threat range ends up, I think, ending up a little bit in the Vanguard's favor because of the infantry keyword.
Yep.
And the flight
So
keyword.
yeah, you lose
But
on average 1.5 inches of threat, but you gain the ability to ignore.
But
any
you also
terrain.
gain 5 more attacks on a charge with the fully wounded because of the bites. You just don't get to reroll their wounds. So they're not terrible, but they're more
Well,
durable.
I mean, being locked to going down single hallways on a map is like a devastating, crippling weakness. It's not just like, oh, they do a 15%
agree
more
with
damage.
you.
It's like they do 0% more damage because they
I
don't ever
agree
touch
with
anything.
you. I agree with you that you shouldn't run 3 squads of them, or even 2. I think it should be if you're running 3 heavy melee units, which is what we see in a lot of lists, 2 Vanguards and 1 Thunderwolf Cav, I think, or 1 and 1. Personally, I would do 1 and 1 with a lot more shooting involved in this list. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're trash, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that they're like a like just stock unplayable unit. Like they still they clearly do stuff. Like they're going up the table and they're dictating your opponent's movements and they're making an impact on the game. But I don't think you should focus your list around them.
Yeah.
And I think that's a weakness that a lot of Space Wolf lists have. Where like, hey, I'll just
yeah,
take,
I mean,
I'll
Tom.
just take 12 Thunderwolf models and everything will be fine, and then they lose.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Tom,
think
we've
if you're
seen
the
in our
first-
local community, we've got guys who are playing kind of a group Space Wolf list that has 3 Macroplasma Redemptors and then 9 Thunderwolf Cavalry in it. But the Thunderwolf Cavalry are basically bare bones, except each of them has 1 Power Fist. And at that point, they're like almost like a distraction card effects that people think Thunderwolf are scary. These guys are just mobile and outflanking and doing stuff.
I wanted to look up points, and I had to take a work call, so I was AFK for like 15 minutes. But they're not. They're actually cheaper than 10 Vanguard vets. And then they were saying, "Oh, you can get like double them on Vanguard vets." And no, you can't. And I had to. Once I get on the call, I looked it up. It's actually 6 points cheaper for the Thunderwolf Cav.
I mean, a 6 point. I'm still gonna say that you get twice as many if the difference is 6 points. That's
But you
the
were
hair on the peach right there.
You were saying that the Vanguard vets, which are actually Wolf Guard for Space Wolves, because they don't give Vanguard vets to take Wolf Guard. The Wolf Guards are actually 6 points more expensive. So you were saying that the Wolf Guard was way cheaper than the Wolf Cav, when in fact they're just a hair more expensive. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Well, they are way cheaper on like a per model basis. Like I don't know how large any given Thunderwolf unit is gonna be. Like, is it maxed? Is it not maxed? You don't necessarily want to hit 6 because then like a
5 is
Plasma
max.
Inceptor squad just
Right.
gets the entire thing for free. Like,
Yeah.
so usually you stop at 5.
That's what I'm saying. You
Like-
take 5. That's what I would do. You take 5.
Okay.
And I'm comparing 5 Thunderwolf Cav against 10 Vanguard vets. Same amount of wounds, but toughness 5 instead of toughness 4.
Well,
Same
one of
thing-
those two units makes it into combat, and the other doesn't.
I mean, Vanguard Vets.
And then
just
it's
don't make it
infinitely better because it did something.
I mean, you're seeing Thunderwolf Cab make a far charge here. Like they went.
It's not a far charge. It was 2 inches. The thing was like right in front of them.
No,
No,
they
no,
killed
no, no.
the Tesseract Arc died. They're charging into
They,
a back.
they're in the thing behind. They're gonna
Ah.
hopefully kill that and then hit and tag the other thing. Like, can you get rid of that, please?
Yeah, I didn't. They brought it up, and I didn't know if I closed it, if it would like. I didn't know if they were trying to look at it. I'm not used to how that works.
They blew up the vehicle. They killed the other one in charge, and then now
Sure, but
they're
these-
facing the other one.
These are all things the Vanguard Veteran Squad would have also done.
Yeah,
But you probably would have also had the other Vanguard Veteran Squad still, because you could have more easily hit them all.
The Vanguard veterans, I think, are also interestingly more resilient in this situation because they're 2 wounds instead of 4. So,
Oh, yeah,
these big D6 damage attacks.
Yeah,
are
I
gonna-
agree with you. 100% there.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind that the damage 2 weapons are actually more deadly to the Vanguard Vets than they are to.
Well, they're about the same, right?
Or
it's
damage 3.
It's gonna kill
Maybe
one.
Damage 3, which is also a common threat, is more deadly to Vanguard because each one's killing one Vanguard instead of just taking one of the Thunderwolf Cab down to 1 wound.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it was playing at bowling ball and you just had these 2 units running across the table at the guns firing at them, they're pretty similar. But the problem is, like, the moment terrain or somewhat like a Rhino turned sideways
Yeah, I think
is
yeah,
involved in
the
the situation,
the
then
toughness
Thunderwolf
5
damage
might be
goes
a-
to zero.
I agree from the get-go. I think the Vanguard Vets are still slightly better because you also have things like Force that they can jump over and not take the negative movement.
Yeah.
Or Thunderwolf Cav. I just don't think Thunderwolf Cav is trash, is all I'm saying. And I said to begin my argument, I don't even think you should ever build a list around Thunderwolf Cav. But bringing 1 squad, maybe 2, is not a horrible thing in my opinion.
I mean, like, in Isolate, they're statted out in a way where they're okay, they can get some work done. It's just they share a codex with multiple other units that are probably just better at the same job.
The
At this
problem
point-
is that the list has 570 points of Thunderwolf Cavalry. That's over a quarter of the list right now.
It feels
Yeah,
like more. They always feel like they're so much more expensive than they are.
It's 285
Yeah.
for one of the squads right now. So it's
And you gotta consider, like, the character support, which is hundreds and hundreds of points behind them trying to buff them up as well.
Well, you're going to have that with Vanguard Vets as well, though.
They run by themselves.
Yeah, Vanguard vets are definitely very independent. They don't need a lot of help at all. Maybe a chapter master that gives them a buff before they go do their thing.
The Thunderwolf Cav are every bit as capable as Vanguard Vets.
Unless there's
that's
like a wall or something that they can't jump over.
True. But it all depends on the play. If you have a board with yours, board that's without ruins, then the Thunderwolf Cav outperform Vanguard Vets because they have a maximum threat range of 28.
Yeah, but then your army just loses for free anyway because you can hide literally nothing and you lose all of it on turn 1.
Well,
Lyle, can you go up to the upper corner, the left corner there? Yep, the boxes there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Can that? It's lower than 4 inches. So can that thing see? What are those incursors or whatever?
Yeah,
It's so
these are
tall,
incursors here.
man.
So those incursors could steal that objective. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's their plan. Although that's kind of like a one-turn play because I get the feeling that they'll do that for the one turn, deny the Necrons a few points, and then
Well,
they probably
those long-
die. And there's
those
no-
These
long
are
fading-
these are the
those long-
last incursors that can get.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess these could disappear from the middle of the board, can't they? You don't have to be
Well,
near
they-
board edge to do it.
Can they? What's the chances that they can get the scramblers off?
Right,
because it's the corner or it's corner deployment. So the
they'd have to
deployment zone's probably
get
pretty
like
far.
here.
Yeah, it starts at the corner of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is,
yeah,
is that another squad of incursors in that firing lane, kind of to the left in the middle,
These are
on the outside of
eradicators.
the L?
These are eradicators. These are incursors here in the middle.
Are
These
they,
are
like the
intercessors.
unit on the left-hand corner there.
These are incursors
Like-
back here.
Okay, yeah. So we do have the incursors in the back
Yeah.
as the.
So he's got 3. I was thinking he had 2. Yeah, these guys could redeploy back here eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Let's-
like you
let's
have the
assume-
tools
yeah.
to do it. It's just how much work you have to put into it. Like deploy scramblers
Yeah.
is so easy to max. I think you can do it, and we'll probably see that maxed.
It's stoppable by the Necron player though, because the Satan just pops over, kills those dudes. He dedicates a few shots into the squad in the back because they look like they're in line of sight. You kill the ones on the side, and then they just can't do it.
I don't know what's looking through the ones.
I
in the
don't
back
get
there.
how you take deploy over oaths or
Yeah.
Pride.
Yeah, no, I think we all
Yeah,
agree
priority
these secondaries
targets.
don't make
That's what
sense.
we're saying,
Yeah.
You,
I
you,
think-
you could literally never take center objective and still almost score as many points in a max deploy than with just oath. Just
Yeah.
don't fail morale, and kill vehicle turn.
Also,
You're
I don't know if it
priority targets,
matters,
right? Just get
but
50
Space
points
Wolves
for
seem
free.
like they
Yeah,
really
right,
want
right.
to take.
Also, priority.
It seems odd also to not see Space Wolves take domination on a 5 objective mission. Like,
I would take priority targets over domination.
Yeah,
personally.
Sure,
Domination
yeah.
becomes very difficult as soon as the Thunderwolves are dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
priority
that's fair.
targets is like, what if domination, but the only objective you had to hold was the one in your own corner.
Yeah, it's also interesting because I guess in fairness, like Warrior Pride becomes much tougher if those Thunderwolf are dead. So maybe this is just a heads-up play where the Space Wolf player is saying, "Hey, man, I'm gonna get these Thunderwolf shots, so let's just."
But
It might
not
even
focus
then,
the game plan on
even
them.
then, if he took Oath, he'd be at 7 points right now with Oath.
Well, he would not have scored on round 1, right? Because all of his stuff died.
well, you
Oh,
would have
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
that's right.
hold the center on turn 1.
No, because he scores at the end of the battle round in those.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. He
right.
went first. Yep.
Yeah,
But he
I-
could have. But if he had Oath, he would have just moved the chaplain up 2 more inches and still had it.
Yeah,
Oath
that's
feels
true.
Oath feels really good with the jump pack variation of this the aggressive space marine list, but you have so many points tied into like the T-Wolf Cav units, and they tend to have their charges kind of like led by the nose by the opponent, so it's a lot harder to get multiple units into charge
Well,
without
in,
killing anything immediately.
in fairness, he would not have made the charge he made with the Thunderwolf Cav with the because he advanced 5 inches with them and got him that far up. So and then he made the inch by 1, so he'd been 2 inches short with Vanguard Vets on that charge. But I still think the list has been better with 1 Thunderwolf Cav, 1 Vanguard Vets.
Yeah, the Thunderwolf, the Vanguard Vets also could have gone in a straight line though, instead of having to measure around.
Yeah.
The Rada.
But yeah, I think that the charge he made was with the guy that was the front corner there, and that's where he got the charge off. So that he didn't lose any. He lost distance on
Yeah, but
the
it could
back
have just been a
three.
dude. At the start of their turn, they could have just been immediately behind that ruin wall, and then just move the 12 out of that, and then that looks like a 7, 8 incher, and you're getting like +2 to the charge anyway with rerolls. You're probably making that with the
Yeah,
Vanguard too.
I think comparing the two units like in this specific situation it doesn't really help because like everything's
Yeah.
different. If the army
Yeah.
is different, you
Yeah,
know,
the
like,
board
are they
seems
even
I mean,
there in the beginning?
All
Who
I'm
knows?
saying is, in case this guy watches this video, I don't want him thinking we're just shit on him because he's running Thunderwolf Cav. I think he's better running 1-1 personally, but.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
this.
fair.
I think that Wolf Cav are like a legacy unit that Space Wolf players, bless their hearts, really want to make work because they're so like emblematic of the army. But also, I think that they are largely responsible for the Space Wolves having like pretty poor win rates right now.
Bless their hearts,
All right,
casual.
I have. If it looks like we're setting up, guys. He has moved these things into position. I think he is going to very clearly try to take out these 5 cavalry and all 6 of these eradicators in the same turn.
The chaplain is not being screened right now, right? He's just
No,
out
he's
in
not.
No, he's definitely out here on his
I don't
own.
even know if he's high enough priority.
No,
target.
I think
Yeah,
because
I
once
don't
you kill the
think he should have
cavalry
done
and the eradicators, his secondary is bring it down. How's he killing any vehicles beyond the full floor at that point?
That guy's suddenly shouting litanies to an empty field.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't really do anything.
Where's the
about that.
Eradicators at? Show me. Sorry, I
These are the eradicators right here. They are in firing range of both of these, and this one over here.
Yeah, outside the ruin at the top there. Now.
Yeah, he's just mumbling canonical of hate to himself. Like, I hate you. I hate you.
But he like roll. Forgets
Do
the
more
words,
damage.
and he's just messing it up.
All right, so he's doing a Catan. I'm not sure which power he's rolling for, but he's obviously pooping on this.
Wait, did he not? Pull
It doesn't
the
even look
Cav
like
out
he
of
fell
combat?
back.
No, he didn't. He consolidated them into that Tesseract arc.
Interesting, because now the Catan
No,
can't charge these,
he
which I
did-
assumed he'd wanted to.
Yeah, I'd say he didn't. He didn't.
Can the Catan not charge them?
He
It's on, like,
can't fly
it's
over
on the long
this.
base.
Yeah.
No, he can. I think he can fit there. That the bottom floor there is a little bit awkward. He
True-
just turns the
true-
model slightly sideways. I think he can
Screw
fit his base in.
Zoom us in. Zoom us into that floor right there.
I'm just not sure he can with him being tall enough to bump into that second floor.
No, he can't. That model's too big. That's an
No,
only
you just
one.
turn it sideways. You fit your base slightly underneath the donut. Like
Does
that
that
guy,
matter?
that guy could easily fit.
I mean, like, if you turn it to where the arms are pointed this way, maybe he fits.
Yeah, I don't think your model restricts your movement, so you can just go wherever, unless you hull measure, which Catans do not.
I mean, if he's confident he's getting this charge, but it seemed like, I mean, I feel like you would just fall this back and then shoot with this into that and then charge a Catan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I guess you
wonder-
could telegraph that and he just pulls these away.
You might have reason that it just has more damage output than the crab does. So like, no reason to pull it out if it's just gonna shoot point blank anyway.
Yeah. Tom, can you mention our upcoming events? Like, go for a break.
Oh, that would be clever if he like took a casualty on the frontmost Space Wolf though in the shooting phase and then just heroically intervened.
I would be impressed by that for
Yeah,
sure.
he also. I don't think that Catan can make that charge if the front Thunderwolf dies.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Exactly.
So it's up to the Necrons to sequence their attacks correctly because you just make that attack first, and then if you pull that casualty, you just shoot the unit to death.
Yeah.
But if they leave it, then you're good.
Although at that point, if he's left with like 1 or 2 Thunderwolves, that's not
Yeah.
good. But they're probably not.
I mean, they
doing
are
a lot.
obstack with the Wolf Lord there, so it's gonna be annoying to take them out.
Well, so I mean, everything else over here is OPSEC too. So they probably get outnumbered on OPSEC on most of these.
Yeah, I guess the
Points, right.
Scarabs go in and just be like, "What's up?" Which is a million of us.
How many
I
wolves
mean,
does
he could do
Scarab have?
I don't know if it's worth it, but you can also do the trick where like the Scarabs commit these cavalry, and then he can't ever like consolidate because either way would be getting away from the closest enemy
Yeah,
model.
Yeah, if
Stouty
he-
was pointing out that in the chat, which I
Yeah.
think is a really good call. You can just make only 3 Thunderwolves attack, and
If he like just pulled the front 2 Thunderwolves, they become I guess the donut could still assault
Yeah.
them, but then they just heroically intervene into the Scarabs, kill them
yeah,
all,
you
and then
do
they're like free.
open up a ton of heroic interventions though, because you're gonna eat
Yeah.
it from at least 1 or maybe 2 of those characters.
Because these things obviously just come over and kill the Scarabs at that point. Do they all get
What's,
automatic 6, or is it CP for 6?
It's a 0 CP stratagem for a character, so only
Okay.
one gets to do it every round. But
What's the
It's-
character's weapon? Is that damage? Is it like a relic?
it's probably a
blade?
Thunderhammer on the Wolf Lord.
He's just got a Thunderhammer.
Yeah.
Okay, it is T-Hammer. Okay, so he'll just he'll cleave out like 5.
He would. Yeah, he would. Well, it's 2 to kill a Scarab from him, right? But it's still gonna be a lot.
Oh, you're right. It's only it's damage 3. He's not the amped guy. Can they get a damage 4 T-Hammer anymore? They still can, right?
Is there a
Don't they just
Litany for
Mastercraft it?
+1 damage?
They can like Mastercraft one, can't they?
Oh, they is it like the Frost weapon? I think
Yeah.
I don't think he has that. He
How
has
many
armor and
Thunder
dominant.
Hammers do you still see in top lists?
On Space Wolves, a lot, plenty of them.
Yeah.
Because they ignore the -1 to hit basically
Probably why they're losing more than in their Space Marine chapter.
because of Thunderhammers.
I'm fucking with you, dude. Oh man, I just did our 1 F-bomb for this stream. Damn it.
Yeah.
Early
Now
wave.
we're PG-13. Can't go anymore.
If I
That
had
is our
five-
channel rule. We get 1 F-bomb per match. Try to keep it PG-13.
Alright, well.
Watch,
I'm
you
down
watch
for a
your
still
mouth, Shuma.
PG-13 stream, and also I got a thing I got to get to.
Oh, you
But it was
gotta go
fun streaming
doing
this
stuff?
thing. Yeah,
See
I
ya.
got stuff to do.
All right, man. We enjoyed it.
Hey, if
Later, everybody.
hey, could you follow us just for we can first stay up, for we can try to get this stuff to affiliate? We have to get like 50 followers.
If
Oh,
I
thank you,
must.
Shuma.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Alright, I'm out.
There we go. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, I have no idea how any of this Twitch stuff works. We literally
I just
didn't
looked it
plan
up.
this.
We have to get 50 followers.
Yeah.
We have to stream in a 30-day period over 500 minutes, which we already did that today. We have to stream 7 different days and get 50 followers. So on the next 29 days, we have to stream 6 more times.
Oh, that should be easy.
Boom, here they come. Yeah, everybody in chat. I see only 10 followers and 27 people in chat. What's up here? Everybody drop
We gotta
a follow.
we gotta
What are you
earn it.
doing?
Yeah, we gotta
What are
earn
you
it.
doing?
Listen,
I'll help you guys. Don't worry.
thanks, brother.
We need to go back to the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Imagine how good this could have been, Tom, if we had put any effort into this other than me just saying this morning, "Hey, we should stream."
Professional.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to become famous. Got to buy me some followers, primes, and viewers.
All right, so we're going after these eradicators now.
Launcher, I'll follow if the Thunderbolts win the game.
Oh
Alright,
no.
well, pressure's on.
Oh man, come on, Thunderwolf Kev, you can do this.
Prove Trevy wrong. Be good.
All right, we got some eradicator saves over here.
And going first is pretty good. It doesn't matter what's in your army. Though.
Those are not probably as many saves as he needed.
See, but you have players like me who never like swim first. Like I go for the win roll and I'm like, all right, oh I won, okay, cool, you go first. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Can
please
we
go.
play constantly all the time? Can I
Yeah,
only play
shoot
Yeah.
nothing, buddy. Good job.
Oh, those are not into the eradicators. Those are into the incursors. My apologies.
What time does this round end?
I think 8:15.
6:30.
6:30. All right, I have to go for a little bit. I will be back as the hardworking Shuma. I have to go and do work. So,
You don't.
well,
We're gonna be paying out the prizes tonight though, so I'll get you the PayPal
I will. I'll be back hopefully, unless my daughter tells me otherwise. I will.
Well, send me the PayPal login. Anyways, that way if you're not here, I'll do it.
Do you want me to put it in Twitch chat?
Yeah, put that PayPal login for our business. And
All right. We'll do. Who can type the fastest? Go.
yeah, go.
All right. I'll be back at probably 8:15 to.
Well, PM me real quick the information for it.
I don't want you to have a open account with my credit score and credit rating.
Well, first off, just do it.
Tom, not again, Tom.
I don't want your PayPal. I want the business PayPal.
I am the business Tom.
Okay.
These eradicators
Okay.
have not died yet. I thought they
No,
would
surprising.
melt a bit quicker to all these heavy gauss.
Does that mean I get to speak again since Shuma left?
Yes.
I mean, the second string's in now, right?
You know what? Garbage time is garbage time. I'll take playtime.
All right, I'll be back after a little bit after 8. See you guys.
So we've got, looks like 2 of the eradicators down. We're just putting like all the heavy gauss into the eradicators at this point. That should be. Oh, was that a reroll? Guess that was a reroll. Oh no, that was the
Okay.
damage. He rolled his own dice for the other guy's dice for damage.
This does go a little easier here in the other person, the other players.
Yeah, we'll have to work on that moving forward. We like as we said multiple times, we didn't put any effort into planning this ahead of
Yeah,
time.
no, just like I'm like, I'm sitting there going, like, you know what? If we could hear kind of what their thought process was,
Yeah.
or at least ask them.
Yeah, we did that in the first round, and
It was just
had a few things come up that were problematic.
Well, there's things like we didn't really plan today's stream, so
Yeah.
we could probably send a clone into the channel just so we can listen and have it muted. That way, it can feed us the audio back there. Or I'm sure there's other ways we can do it. I'm gonna get us an overlay created. That way, we actually look a little bit better. It can cut off like a lot of the edges that I don't like the way it looks on here.
I usually run audio through a separate VoIP, so we'll do like the Steam chat or Facebook or something, and then the commentators can just be in the Discord and mute themselves.
Because you're awesome, Trev.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will have Lyle get with you about what you do, and maybe we'll steal it.
Nice.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
I want to. Can we rename the channel the Turtley Tactics?
Yeah. The tactical turtle.
Tactical turtle. .2. You always have .2 in everything.
Tortoise Tactics 2.0 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
I would have gone with tactical doggy.
Or we can do tactics better than Trevy.
There you go.
Done. Locked in. And then I want a picture of Trevy's body with like Lyle's face on it.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrifying.
And yet, so arousing. Sorry, never mind.
I just want to. I want to make a tiered list that I can stream, and I'm going to use the Bastillodons and put the rocket launchers on the back, and play my list with those. What is it? The shooty ones that you have in your list. The big shooty Tyranids. I forget what they're called.
Exocrines?
The Exocrines. Yeah, we're just going to play some Bastillodon Exocrines with some rocket launchers on the back.
Perfect.
Well, when you say it like that, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right, so we have a Catan that has charged some Eradicators, which I imagine can't be long for this world at this point.
Yeah, maybe their transhuman will save them.
Perhaps. Because if these, I mean, these are being addressed, which means the only thing left that can kill these vehicles is the cavalry, which have been addressed ad nauseum at this point, and then he's got these long things that haven't moved yet.
Is that the Catan down there in melee with them, or is it not charged?
He definitely moved him, so it looks like he's in melee.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Boom. Look at that, not even touching the floor. Amazing. I like that we're using the fact that the the WTC maps, like
you log in
area
for me?
terrain is really
Zoom
tall.
in on the dude. Zoom on the C10 for me.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
see
just
how
leaning over here.
Yeah.
he's zooming close.
For some reason, the area terrain outlines or the bases are like a half
look,
inch tall.
No. He's going through the guy's leg. That's illegal. We literally talked about that. See how he's going through his leg? The little thing right there?
I mean,
That doesn't.
I get you. They seem to be okay with it.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, we can't do nothing. They're both okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, your final positioning for movement is a measurement, and it has a base, so it uses its base to determine if it's a legal placement.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty confident that if his base fits there, he could just spin it to face the other way, so that
Yeah,
this
it
is
looks
on
like,
that
it looks
side,
like
it'd be fine.
He's definitely could like arc it like.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
if he just
no,
spun it
it's not even
180,
a
he'd be
leg.
fine.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not even a leg. That's just a little nub. Never mind. Thought that
Well,
was
it's the
a
little
leg for
flame
sure.
coming out the back. Yeah, but if you put the flame on this side, he'd be fine. So, doesn't matter. He only killed one, though.
Yeah, it's a transcendent. It's not like a named one. They don't have a good attack profile. Like
Well, he can still pop the CP to ignore the invuln. But, I mean, if you don't roll high on your damage, it doesn't. You're still going to take multiple hits to kill a Thunderwolf cavalry base.
Though Thunderwolf should pick up those scarabs.
Oh, these
They have a
scarabs are
lot.
dead.
Yeah, the scarabs are gonna get murdered.
They're not doing anything.
Wait, can you measure? Because it's 2-8 now. It's already attacking. Can you measure the distance between the character and the scarab? Did he stay out 6 inches?
It looks like there's a big
Yep.
arc in that scarab unit, so it sure looks like it. Yeah.
Looks like that was on purpose.
Very nice. Heads up play. It's frustrating on commentary, especially when
But
people
wait.
walk into the big interventions.
Question for you though: if it's 6-inch arc intervention, that puts him within 0.5. Wouldn't that count or no?
No, you have to be within 6 inches
Yeah.
to activate it.
Yeah, he
I
could
thought-
make melee, but it doesn't trigger the intervention.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're... Normally it's 3.1 away, they can't intervene. 6.1 away against wolves.
Gotcha.
I learned that the hard way. My very first list I started trying to play tournaments in last year was just like Imperial Knights plus some guard. And I learned very quickly
Oh,
people
that's
understood
C10?
just stay
Is C10
3.1
fit
inches
through
away
the
from
wall?
your knights and they can't move anywhere.
Would that C10 fit through that wall?
I mean, I don't know. It would involve me having to pick it up and move it.
Yeah, the Tesseract arc has like a really tiny base, so he can just squeeze underneath its model essentially.
Yeah. It looks like it'd be pretty close, so if they're fine with it, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
Measure me the width of the base and then the width of the. Actually, don't do it because I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to start. Again, they see everything I do, so.
There's also more to the point that, like, if the wolf player also is not calling it,
Yeah, that's why I said never mind.
Yeah.
Not
'Cause we either got to do it for everything or nothing, so.
Yeah. Well, we're not active judge. I was just curious. Not that I want to change the game. I was just curious for my personal knowledge. That's all.
Yeah.
There goes the Eradicators up there. They got charged by the C10.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna. I mean, the Eradicators at least get a pop transhuman.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a D6 damage weapon, so like could
Yeah.
randomly not kill them.
He only kills them 66% of the time for each hit.
Did they used to be flat 3 in the old version?
Honestly, I have no idea. I didn't pick up
Regular
Necrons until
Yes.
Indominus came out.
Yes, they used to be flat 3.
Yeah, because in my head they were flat 3, and
be
but I'm
flat
looking at their data sheet now. I'm like, oh no, D6, terrible.
Yeah.
That
The-
spiky old D6.
The Transcendents are not that great in combat. They're not horrible, but they're nothing like the Void Dragon or Nightbringer.
No.
Like, those two are just.
I mean, they're what you would expect for something that's 80 points cheaper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Ooh, he didn't kill only what 3? It looks like.
I mean, if he doesn't manage to kill all of the... Well, he's probably putting some attacks into Catan to try to do his chip damage. But that's a big deal if he can just keep those wolves locked there for a turn.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's no hunter on the table for the Space Wolves, right? So they have no way to fall back and charge.
Nope. And also, with that specific scarab there, this wolf lord can't go past it either.
Yeah. Awkward.
I would have put no damage in the C10. I don't think. I think I would just try to pick up those.
Yeah,
Scarabs.
just try to clear your space, but I don't think that's what he did.
Well, it's lightning claws, right? So like it's a reasonable attack volume, but it's not a lot of multi damage, and that's just a boatload of wounds in a scarab swarm.
Yeah.
But you also have the 3 attacks from the wolves as well.
Yeah.
So the 6 attacks a guy. Or 5 attacks. They're 2 and 3, right?
Yeah, it'd be 2 and 4 with a lightning claw, right?
No. The lightning claw gives a check, so it's 3 and 3. It's 6. I was right first time. Because you get
Yeah.
3 bite attacks, and then you get the 2 base attacks plus.
Yeah. There you go.
But he was charged,
I
so
don't
it would
like that
actually
there.
been 4 lightning claw attacks a guy this turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that scarab there. I'd rather it be here.
Yeah. Yikes.
Well, at least we know he's not stream sniping.
Yeah, I mean maybe its engagement range extends far enough, but it doesn't look like it from back here.
I mean, he may just be like, I don't care if you kill one annihilation barge.
Yeah, but it's the
Although he's got a clear line of sight to this command barge too, which is probably better. Not that it's a big deal, but if he kills that, he turns off the protocols too.
Space Wars don't have a fight against strat, do they?
Thank you.
only
Well,
for assault intercessors.
Yeah, assault.
Well,
you
that's the
made,
base
you made
codex.
much
I didn't know if-
fancier than I normally make it.
I didn't know if there was anything in the Wolves Codex for specifically for like Thunderwolf or something.
Corn Slaughter, thank you for the follow. Hope you've been enjoying our RTT today. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the Necron player is trying to set up right now. It feels like he's maybe okay. Yeah. He just wasn't done. That makes more sense. He's trying to get the maximum 2 inches distance on each of them.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, I just can't see any play where the right thing is to move that away.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like when in doubt, base models, right?
Yeah.
So, so you even if they want to fall back, their fallback's really awkward now because they're like almost pseudo trapped by the Catan and the building. Yeah, I think that's a good combat move.
So we got some Catan into these guys. And I'm assuming those Thunderwolf interrupted. That's why he pulled Scarabs. So I'm assuming they've already attacked.
Yeah.
So Catan into Eradicators.
Yeah, did we see a transhuman here?
It doesn't look like it if that's a wound.
All right, well, let's see how the damage treats us. Not well. So we're going to have one.
I mean, he still killed 2 of them. So
There you go.
one multi-melter is definitely not nearly as scary as other stuff.
Yeah, and they're engaged. Especially, this is a list that I think, interestingly, is kind of resilient to Eradicators.
Yeah.
Because the entire list has an invulnerable save. It's all transhuman, and you can get to a 4+ invuln as well.
Yeah, I've been skewing my Necron list. I'm not playing anything like this, but I've been skewing my Necron list to be much more vehicle heavy, just because I feel like a lot of lists don't have the resources necessarily to deal with just automatic transhuman on all the important stuff.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize these arcs have a built-in 4-up invuln, not the 5-up that everything else has.
Oh, did they keep that through the IIC?
They have the new quantum
that's
shielding, but they have a
sexy.
4-up invuln.
That is sexy. Yeah. Yeah, that unit has always been pretty expensive, and it only 10 wounds. It's kind of fragile, but the just the same on it and the fact that it's like relatively fast and can kind of play forward, has made it real prevalence in Necron lists for ages. I'm actually surprised to see that it's still here, but it's nice to see an old faithful in the Necron.
I had never seen it before today. I literally had to go look it up when this match started. I've heard people talk about it, that it might be worth playing. I just hadn't seen one.
Yeah, they were just obnoxious in the 8th edition builds. Like a 4+ invulnerable save, and then their flamer attack is really good. So a lot of times you saw them just play like this really forward game plan, and they're super mobile, unlike Doomsday arcs. So they fulfill kind of the same role, but they're much faster and harder to pin down.
And this list
Doomsday arc,
definitely.
like, if you're
This list has way more mobility than a lot of Necron lists I see, which I find very interesting. That it has durable mobility.
What? You don't like throwing like just 7-inch warrior blocks down the table?
No, I do, but I mean that's definitely not mobile.
It's
like I'm out there playing, 60 warriors at a time, so I'm all for that. But Andy, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the RTT today.
Yeah, Andy.
I still agree though. If you would have not to go into the Shuma thing, because he was kind of like hammering that into there. If we would have had if you'd had one Vanguard veterans behind that first wall, like especially now, jumping over that wall and charging those 3 things right there in the middle and holding the objective could be really big. With like a right to war. And it could potentially pick up 2 or 3 of those. Granted, he can, Quantum Shield doesn't do crap to him because he's wounding him on 5s anyways. But reroll would be nice.
I don't know. I just
It's a
looking
cool
at this
list.
matchup, I feel like it was just always going to be rough for the Space Marines, no matter what they did with even if they had Vanguard, which may have been better, fine. This feels like an old Tau matchup to me. Like, you're going to charge them, you're not going to kill enough for it to be super debilitating. They're going to fall back with fly, and even though the things that fall back can't shoot you anymore, they have enough stuff that will still be able to shoot you when the first stuff falls back, and just kill each of your waves. It just doesn't seem like there's enough output from the Wolves here into what it needs to do to kill this list.
Yeah, I mean, I'd also like to point out, in total fairness, that the fight phase that just happened right now from the Necrons was like sort of masterfully crafted. As chat's pointing out, it looks to me like the Scarabs have soft pinned the Thunderwolves in up against the Ruin, and they can't actually fall back. And they've pinned them in with the Katana engaging them. So even if the Space Wolves, even if the Thunderwolves, fight first or whatever, or get an interrupt after a charge, they.
But there's some plays here still. For example, he could bring the Lord into the Scarabs first, wipe all the Scarabs, fight with the Thunderwolf next, pile them in towards the vehicle and the C10, get some tech in C10, some tech in that vehicle. Not the most opportune play, but he still has a chance to pull something out of it.
Yeah. This Wolf Lord, I think the Thunderwolf unit honestly feels like a delivery system for the Wolf Lord, almost more than they're really dealing a lot of damage themselves. And this Wolf Lord's about to wreck some shop.
Can you desperate break out into a heroic intervention?
Can you heroically intervene on the same? I'm not sure.
Yeah, if you
they
desperate break
can't
out
intervene
with
this turn.
You desperate break it on your turn, you heroically intervene on theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, fair point. Yeah.
You can't heroic intervene on your turn. It has to be your opponent's turn.
I've definitely fallen into the trap like playing Space Wolves, where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like set up some of these sweet interventions, and then my opponent's like, but it's your turn. And I was like, oh yeah, it's called counter charge, but you don't actually charge with it. It's a heroic intervention.
There's only one army in the game I think right now that can do a Black Templars.
Yeah, with a
stratagem. Yep. It's like
Lord Billiam,
Black Templar there now.
we do not currently have the ability to link the list.
Oh, I can get the list if you need me to.
This has all been kind of a flying by the seat of our pants as we go today.
Well, today is my fault. I didn't really plan on streaming today because a lot of things going on, and then Lyle forced this onto us.
That is wildly disingenuous.
Lyle was like, if you don't do this, Thomas, that I won't be your friend anymore.
Did he actually use your full name, Thomas?
Yes, he did. I was like, bro, why did you call my he's like, just don't worry about it. I'm like, all right, understand.
Thomas Maria Ogden. That was how I started that conversation.
My middle name is not Maria. It's Marie.
I apologize. I assumed that Marie was short for Maria.
No.
Thomas Marie Santa Maria?
Did I never give you the list for this matchup?
Pete was reading them off. I don't have them posted. Yeah.
Gotcha,
He read them off earlier in the stream, but people like to know them now.
Well, let's go ahead and get them then.
Yeah, if you just want to paste them in chat, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Please.
Yeah,
Now we got actual viewers. We're gonna have to like put some amount of effort into this streaming thing, Tom.
Well, I'll get us our overlay done, and we can actually have it look. We said it like 14 times in the stream, but you know, it's usually don't pay attention to me.
Art, you said you're gonna get an overlay done?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pay for someone to do it. I don't have to learn it myself, and it looks good. Because if I try to do it myself, it's probably gonna look dumb. Just go on Fiverr and be like,
Trevy
yo, what
has
up?
a baller overlay.
I'll have to check his out.
I don't know what that was, but that's a lot of ones and twos.
That was a terrible roll. That's what that was.
It was morale roll. It's fine. Just group morale.
Just the good old 5d6 morale, you know?
Everything about Army's terrified. I'm just gonna roll them simultaneously. I mean, to be fair, at the very least, these incursors have opened the play to come back here. there's a big hole for them to come get their scramblers.
Yeah, you got to pull them off that objective though. And as soon as we
Well,
deal
the
with
long
some of
fangs
their
are on the
other heavy
objective.
hitters- yeah, I mean the long fangs are kind of a juicy target though. I don't know if you want them to be the
Yeah.
only one there. Like you're.
I hate to say it,
incentivized
we're running out of things that can hold objectives though.
I wonder if you just pull the incursors that are engaged with the Tesseract arc. Cause, like,
You can't pull something that's within 6 inches of an
Oh,
enemy.
are they? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Question: do you guys see the list come through? Because I did it on my.
I do
my
not see the
app.
list.
Why is it coming through?
Not in chat, at least. I mean, if you just message me, I can do it too.
Oh.
Yep, I see you in chat now, but I don't see the list.
Are you trying to like paste find it?
Yeah.
It might be. You
Might be
may
too
have,
big.
Links turned off too, if it's a link.
But we posted our links
Right.
earlier.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess this spam bot that's in there is also posting links. So.
I mean, it's the actual Battlescribe format, so it may just not fit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
put
no,
it in
just
a
paste
put it
it.
in a paste bin. Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna give him duty. You can do all that work.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this super not professionally. I'm gonna do a Google Doc.
If it's good enough for ITC, it's good enough for us.
Yes.
For the federal government to
Yes,
investigate and have an anti-pirate or that's Facebook. That's not Google. They're fine.
All right. Share.
Our events are pretty cool though. We give out a pretty cool like custom-made trophy to everyone wins event, and then cash prizes. So it's not bad to come to the events.
Very cool. Are you guys planning on doing more of your GT style events or doing this RTT style more often?
Well, I was talking to Pete. Like, we're our group around our local meadow is known to be running in-person events because we usually run like 40+ RTTs. We have our first GT, which is going to be major status, coming up this year. Hopefully, if COVID doesn't screw us. The TTS kind of was just one stage because we circumvented Michigan because that's where our group's based out of.
That was
Running events.
there's a reanimation on a Scarab, by the way. There, it looks like from the Wolf Lord's attacks.
Well, those were rare.
Yeah, that's awkward.
But we were running events out of Ohio that got shut down, so we switched to TTS just because we kind of had to. And I'm actually really liking what's going on. A lot of the players we picked up because of TTS is really cool. Like playing people from around the world with completely different metas is really cool. So I just hope we're gonna keep a permanent presence on TTS, even when we start running in person again. Because it doesn't take much effort. I had a lot of fun with Lyle today. Like my last one I ran last month wasn't so fun because I just sat by myself waiting for people to call me for a TO. But today with Lyle, it's been kind of fun and joke of the entire day. So I think it'll be easy to continuously run TTS events.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I've had more fun streaming than I've had at most tournaments I've gone to.
Yeah, it's good, right?
The thing we're struggling with is getting our local player base to play TTS. It's like
Yeah.
I don't understand. These
Most
guys
of our players are people who are like from other leagues, like your league
Yeah.
or the AOW league, stuff like that.
we have an active player base in this community of like at least 50 players that go to like our events. We like when we were in Ohio, we'd have a 44 hard cap. We sold it out in like a day. Like for our events, like but none of those people like maybe 10 of those players will play in our TTS event. It's like why?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have like really good players. They're super nearby to us. Like, Brad only lives like an hour away, and obviously, like he's a long time, big name player. Came in second LVO last year, but he doesn't play Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, he's in the Discord. I like Brad. I run a lot of my list through him. Practice with him a lot.
Yeah,
But we have a lot of big GT winners in our community.
yeah.
Fucking get on TTS.
And it's not like there's not good players in here. I forget his name, but we have gentleman who won LVO a few years ago who's in this tournament today. I met him in one of Trevy's leagues earlier in the summer. I forget his name. Raider 210 is his handle.
Yeah, Brett.
Yeah. So like we've got high quality players that are playing in these TTS tournaments, but you just always want more competition. Rising tide
Yeah.
raises all boats.
You got Mike. He writes the Goonhammer
Yep.
blog for Demons. He was in this event today. What's up, Nelson? Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you at some of our events, dude. If you go on our website, you can see pictures of the last one before they shut down Ohio.
I would be so happy if this one Scarab stayed alive.
Boom.
I don't think it's likely, but it would be hilarious.
So what's the actual score right now?
Let's go look.
Yeah.
It is 36-28. Space Marines are winning.
If you throw up a picture-in-picture, then you can put the score sheet on the screen.
So I don't know how to do that.
Just right-click on the table somewhere, and it's one of the options. Like, so you're not.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What did you do?
So how do I get this to stay here?
There's a lock button. Yeah. And you can drag the corners and stuff to resize it to whatever shape you want.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. And then we can just see the score all the time.
There we go.
Look
See, I thought we'd have
at,
to make our overlay to do that. I didn't realize it was in game.
Yeah, it's in TTS. Yeah, it's really complicated to make the overlay do it. You have to like link to a different. You have to have the players like input scores somewhere else, basically. I think BCP has integration to do it, but then you have to have them input into BCP.
Everything better. if
Dragon
you're able
Beefy,
to color
thank
more.
you. Thank you for the follow. Hope you've been enjoying the RTT today with us.
Dragon beef.
I'll be honest. I actually like this like 3 games one day. Like when we're running Quarantine Hammer, it's like the 5 games over 5 weeks. Kind of.
Well, it's an RTT, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, you just don't see many people trying to do them in the TTS world.
Yeah, it's awkward to find the time, at least for me, but I do like the format a lot. I mean, I'm like I have a super hard on for one day RTTs in person, so
Yeah.
I would definitely like to run more of the same style.
I'm thinking, and not to spoil it for people, but I'm literally thinking of running a 2-day event. through
Nelson,
TTS.
thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the tournament.
Awkward consolidate there from those Thunderbolts. I'm not sure if that was entirely legal.
I'm just still excited this Scarab Swarm's alive.
Yeah, I think that last one in the chain was closer to the Scarab Swarm, but
Yeah, and it moved 3.5 inches and not 3 inches.
all right. But I guess we're not active judging, so.
Wait, don't wolves have a 4-inch pylon?
Oh,
They
yeah,
have
no,
a- Oh,
they
they
have
do
an
have
8
a
inch and they can fly.
they have 8-inch and they can fly.
But the thing is the most important thing is he was closer to that Scarab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna matter though, guys.
But I'm
I think both of these are gonna die.
can go through walls by just charging through it. 'Cause
Did
like,
he do
the
any
walls
more
run
wounds
through
to
it.
the C10? Just out of curiosity.
He's got 1 damage.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure if that's before or after Living Metal.
Yep.
This one's at full health. And there are no more Eradicators.
Yeah, that's a 15-point turn for Necrons right there too. They haven't scored primary yet,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
But-
rough.
Nelson, just to give you a heads up, there's a lot of great people that play in our community that isn't TTS. We had a few people whose first event in TTS was today, actually, in a tournament, and they loved it. I had one guy who literally sent me a private message. I'm not gonna say his name, so I don't want to call him out for being a newbie on TTS. But he's like, "Dude, thank you for giving us to become this event. It was like super fun."
And the
my
nice thing
events-
is that there are so many communities right now. Ours, Trevy's here. He's got his own community. That if you just want to learn to get some games in from the comfort of your own home, there's so many ways that you can pursue that right now.
100%.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like a lot of players and our, and I'm not gonna mention names. I'll just say me. Like for me, like I played a lot of GTs. I won a lot of GTs this last year. People think we're assholes. We're not. Like, especially in my community, the first thing I did, like in our players meeting today, I talked about I want to see more like playing by intent style, having fun. I focus more on people enjoying the event more than the best players in the event. And
Oh, I kick you out if you're not an asshole in my Discord, so look out.
It's true. It's true. Been there.
Yeah, that's why Dan's not allowed back.
That's why I had to come here.
Dan is an asshole. Wait, how did he get kicked? He is an asshole.
Wait, so are we just like picking up Trevy's sloppy seconds at this point? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
You don't have to know that. It's fine.
No, actually, it's fun because if you, I'm in most of the TTS Discord channels just to like creep on them, and it's fun because like you see a lot of repeat customers on everywhere. So there's definitely some people who are just like prolific tabletop simulator players and play in every single league that they can play, and also those people are incredible. So
I've got there's a sisters player that I just played last week. She actually just won our first league that ended today. I've played her 3 times, and it was in 3 completely different leagues. I played her once in our league, once in Trevy's league, and once in the Art of War league.
Yeah, she's actually a solid player. I won in that game. Just like the first 3 games, I just steamrolled through. I'm like, all right, like I was just in autopilot mode, and she actually beat me, and I was like, hell yeah! Like
she's just so good with sisters. That's all she plays.
It makes me want to run a serious list next league because like I underestimated the player base we had in the league. To be honest with you.
Was this the one that beat me game 1?
Ashley Thompson.
Oh, Ash, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's incredible.
She's a good player. We had a super close game, and I was like, oh, all right. I feel bad for underestimating her, like, but she's great. And I had an amazing game with her. Like, I was like, all right. But our trophies we make, we don't generally ship out to outside the United States unless they want to pay for it. And I had such good games there that I was like, I'm gonna pay for your trophy ship to you. Like, that's how much I had fun with her.
Hey, Mark and chat, how's it going, dude? Nice to see you.
Trevy, I'll
What's up?
be back for season 3 though.
Yes.
I know.
I'm actually really starting to enjoy CTS. I'm still new to it myself. So I might be looking at playing a couple other leagues with myself. Like it's fun.
Yeah, it's been obviously it's excellent, in the quarantine times to be able to play consistently. But I think, like you were saying, it's probably going to be a staple even once quarantine wraps up, just given the fact that it's so easy. And I enjoy in-person competitive play more, I think, but the fact that TTS is so easy to find, like such a breadth of games versus things you wouldn't normally play against versus people that you from communities that you wouldn't normally play against. And you can do it so quickly and so easily. Like, I don't know if I'll ever practice at an LGS ever again. I think they will be.
Liberty Twitch, thank you for the follow.
I will play. I want to go to GTs, and I want to go to RTTs, and I want to do that. But I can practice so many games on TTS, and they're all going to be hard games. Like, there are very few soft people on TTS because everyone is playing constantly.
I cut my teeth playing Magic for like 15, 20 years, starting when I was in like middle school. And the one benefit that competitive Magic always had, Lantra Felina, thank you for the follow as well. The one benefit that Magic always had is that it's so easy just to grind games in a week for practice between Magic Online or Magic Arena, or just like the number of games that you can just goldfish, or just you can churn out like 10, 15 games really quickly with a friend on like a random evening. TTS just allowing me to just get more games in and get more practice just in the middle of the week is like a definite thing that I felt like competitive 40K was missing. That it was like I was only really getting games on like the weekends, honestly.
Yeah, so, you're mentioning. I mean, there's like there's plenty of these quote unquote big name, like very skilled players who will don't want to, or aren't able to make the transition over the TTS. And I think what's going to be interesting is seeing the effect that has after the quarantine lets up and in-person events start happening again, because I think those people will very quickly not become the top of the meta anymore. TTS is such like a hyperbaric timetable for skill.
I literally think like this quarantine really pushed TTS forward. Like a lot of people who would never consider before are starting to go for it. And the thing is, like, if we look at our event today, just our event, that our community that only had a presence in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana until this last 2 months when we switched to TTS. We now have players. We're playing against people in the UK today, Peru, Germany, Italy, all around the world. People are playing in this event today. And these are lists that we normally don't see. Like, am I local meta? Or I've never seen a list like this Necron list since 7th edition. This is like a very 7th edition-esque list, in my opinion. and it's different. Like you don't see that in your local meta, you don't see that in GTs, and this is a list that you could play the GT and it could spoil your tournament.
Yeah.
Like you go against it, you're not prepared against it, you haven't practiced it in forever, and it could just literally ruin your tournament. And it's kind of cool to have that.
Yeah, I was saying on Trevy's stream last night that I was someone who I had dabbled in a couple like 8-man tournaments in 2019, and I wanted to use 2020 as the year I like started trying to play in tournaments. And obviously, when COVID hit, it just became like, and all the super majors I had bought tickets to got canceled. I just didn't get out and like try the GTs and super majors and just like cut my teeth on it. And just the ability for TTS to allow for people to get out there and just like really start grinding some competitive games against good players with like good models without me, having to just wait for them to show up on the calendar has been like a huge boon this year.
I also think there's been a consistent, like, Nick Rose was playing for the first 6 months, Trevy?
Yeah, he was in a lot of those pods. Yeah.
He he grabbed the crap out of TTS.
Tokyo Tactical, thank you for the follow as well. Hope you're enjoying the tournament.
Me and him both, stupid salamanders. But no, since quarantine started, I have over 1,000 hours on TTS.
Yeah, what am I at right now? Let's see. I have never played
Like
TTS
I was
before
one of the people
quarantine.
that like grinded games out. I didn't play at all. I had one game, but like I've been playing for about 2.5 years.
Wolf Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played before COVID hit, and I'm at like 550 hours.
Yeah. Well, I averaged for my first year and a half. I averaged almost a game a day, like in person.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are beating me. I've had TTS for 2 months and I have 77 hours.
To be fair, I think I've probably put like 100 hours in just to building the maps for the league at this point.
And 10 of those hours was from today's event. Actually, 11 of those hours was from today's event.
Jesus.
I figured out how to make some league maps based on watching some of Trevy's streams, where I got to just see him like learning the controls, so I didn't have to. It was very convenient.
The one thing I'd like to say that we're on this is we need to design more of the maps with this style. Like you can't have things in the corners, like on the very edge of the corner. Like this is like a typical tournament style terrain. I think there's a little bit too heavy. I think ETC does way too heavy on obscuring ruins.
I think this is too much obscuring.
Agreed.
But it is what it is.
Trevy has decent maps though. I've always liked your maps, Trevy.
I like specifically, Trevy, how you do like each mission gets its own map designed for the deployment zones, as opposed to these where it's like each map is 3 different missions.
I need to follow Trevy's thing. Trevy, what is your Twitch?
Tactical Tortoise TV. Thanks for the follow.
He's also got a YouTube. We don't have that yet, Tom.
YouTube. It's just Tactical Tortoise. That one's easier. Yeah, I'm interested in sort of adopting the WTC style of maps, but I definitely would probably do the same thing where I build a map, out of the WTC's recommendations that they have for the map and mission combo. But I'd probably build one specifically for each mission. It definitely seems like there's the potential for like some of the combinations to be very light on terrain that's relevant. Like some of them miss the objectives a little bit, and it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, Dragon Beef, we do normally in our league, I know Trevy obviously does this in his league too. We do have our Death or Glory neoprene markers that we normally do. We could have probably implemented that for this mission packet, where I could have saved this mission map and put the objectives out. So that's something we could probably look into next time for people who are having trouble navigating the 3 inches around the objective.
I wanted to get feedback with this much terrain because the league we did had a lot less terrain than this, and so far the feedback's been pretty overwhelming, like supportive of it. So what I want to do for our next event is get me and you together, Lyle, and modify these maps.
I mean, I could literally just take these maps and change the terrain to stuff that's more thematic to make it interesting, and just put it in the same place.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's not that hard to do.
Yep.
And I definitely want our next tournament to have neoprene markers because it's just way easier.
Yeah, this mission specifically is the one where it gets awkward because they move the markers around.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can widget it or gizmo it. And,
yeah.
make it work.
The thing is like I wanted to do a lot of work this last week, but we had another employee coming from another store at my store, and they worked half a shift in my store, because I was help training them, and then very next I got a call from my DMs like, yo, by the way, you got to shut your store down. That person has COVID. So for like the last like 4 or 5 days I've been in quarantine myself, but I'm literally like running a store from home for a business that's not designed to be run from home, and contacting the stores and getting employees in there, and it's just been an absolute whirlwind, and it took all my attention, and like
I just want to talk 40K for 1 minute and point out these incursors have been in this exact spot for like 3 turns, and they just have not been able to get out of it yet.
They're fighting the
deploying
good fight.
scramblers right there. It's fine,
No, the
right?
scramblers goes back to here. They're on the wrong side.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I assume at this point these guys are just going to come back here.
they need to run.
Although this is his deployment zone, so he can't actually come from this edge. I assume this is the player edge if this is the deployment zone like that.
Yeah. You see, being completely honest, I like the idea of having like a 10-man scout or tactical squad, spending the 1 command point for the outflank, like the Space Wolf outflank, and having them combat squad or like deploy.
Yeah. I've been doing that with my Vanguard vets and Blood Angels, where I take like a 10-man Vanguard vet, and if I don't have something that I like need a big heavy brick to delete, then I just combat squad them and let them go off and do their own little things like that.
I'd rather do something like a 5-man tactical or something like a drop pod or a Devi squad. Save the CP, get the free deep strike. I know you have a bigger footprint and it's harder, but if you bring it in turn 2 or 3, there's always gonna be some kind of holding coming.
I've been, maybe it's an overreaction, but I've been very wary of drop pods since I saw someone lose a tournament by deploying one, and then his opponent just got to charge it and not get shot at.
Yeah. But see, if you drop in a spot where they can't hold an objective from that area, who cares if they're sitting on top of that drop pod? Then you're just.
Well, he just was able to use it as slingshot to like he charged it with something that could kill it, and just didn't put enough stuff in range to kill it on his turn, and then killed it on his opponent's turn, and then got the free movement into him on the next turn.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, it's something you have to be wary of with drop pod play, but if you're putting it in your opponent in the back of your opponent's deployment zone, like you can't really do that.
Yeah, the one thing I've definitely noticed the last few months, Space Marines do not go backwards very well. Not all of them. I mean, I guess you can have a couple things, but
for the most
part,
part,
they need to slowly move forward.
Well, say it to my white scars.
Yeah, I'm not saying there aren't things that can go backwards, but as a general list concept, the Space Marines don't like to go backwards. Like, my Blood Angels can go backwards, but that's because everything in the army moves 12 inches. Like, it doesn't
I'll
matter.
say Blood Angels and white scars, they don't care which way they go. They just go.
like a top. You just wind him up and let him spin.
Yeah.
Just go. It's like, just pick a target. Do it.
So
Yeah,
can we safely call this for the Necron zone?
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that this is... I mean, the Space Wolves just... They have these incursors which have to go get scramblers. They have the grab guns that can't leave this objective. And that's pretty much it.
It's actually still a close game, believe it or not.
I think turn 5 he's going to get a 15-0.
Problematic, I think, because the Wolf Lord's dead, so the Obsec Aura is off the table. So anything that isn't one of these incursors, doesn't count against the vehicles when you're holding that center objective. So
Wait, he still has bring it down points to put on there. Like, the game is technically tied.
It's one of those that is, the score is tied right now, but I don't think it's going to end. Like, I think we can see that it's not going to scale that way as it continues. We could go check on table 2 if you wanted to, Tom. That was something we said we wanted to do.
Oh, we can.
Let's go hop over there.
You're running the Twitch right now. I'm just a commentary.
Let's go hop over there. So we had a really interesting list on turn 2 or on table 2 that we were debating going to watch. Or they may not. It's possible their game's over. It doesn't matter.
This is also a pretty low scoring
right here.
game right now. So
Nobody look at my password.
Blue table 2 is Adel. Playing Space Wolves.
Yeah, Space Wolf versus Guard and I think Salamanders.
Yeah, I think I played Adel. He was practicing for this event, and we played a practice game, and his list was really cool.
I mean, anyone can look at the password. We use the same password for every game.
Yeah, I know.
For our events, it's like if you're table 1, you're DoD-1,
So
Patrick's Magna.
this is a Space Wolves list after my own heart. Look at
Yeah,
these
the
robot
Redemptors.
boys
Yeah.
getting it mixed up. Amazing.
These Manticores look precariously close to these Space Marines. Oh wait, no, wait. These are
Yeah,
green
those-
Space Marines. It's okay.
those
They're
are
not
the-
blue Space
What's the
Marines.
score
They're
of
on
the
the
game is the
14.
quick to ask.
Let's go see.
They're not almost done at all.
So it
What's
looks like Space Wolves going first.
Yeah, it's hard. I can't necessarily tell which side is which.
Well, Adel is playing Space Wolves, right? So
Right, but oh, they got a name up there. That makes that easier. All right. It will not let me do the picture-in-picture thing. Oh, maybe because I'm a
you're
spectator.
right
Yeah.
now.
Must be yellow.
So what's that guy play?
Okay, block. Cool. All right, so Space Wolves are up 43-25 right now.
Very nice.
There's still a lot of stuff left here, though. Still got
You
two
got
mana cores.
You got the double priority targets pick.
Well,
Gorgeous.
these are grab cannon. Okay, I assume these are also grab cannon. Yep.
Who's
Cartridge
Adel? Is that
company.
Joshua?
Yes.
Special. Okay, I guess plasma over here. Assume this is a Space Wolf.
Brave,
Yeah.
Manticores, and Space Marines.
I can't tell if that's a Space Wolf or a Salamander. That's a Salamander.
Well, generally the green
Well, he's like that dark green. I couldn't tell if he was dark green or dark blue.
one. That's the one thing I wish we had more access to, like high quality sculpts, but that were to change colors on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I could find a lot of nice, high quality sculpts now, but none of them change colors.
Just it's all Ultramarines,
Yeah.
as the Emperor wanted.
All right. So, I mean, this looks like both people still have a lot of stuff. This
Alright, it's only
Yeah, this is
This
only
looks-
bottom 2, right?
yeah, it
There's
looks
a lot
like
of game to be
yeah.
played.
bottom 3.
So Joshua
3.
is technically 10 points below. Oh wait, I'm sorry, 11 points below Jared Mayers, which is a Space Wolf player. He's 10 points below the Necrons. So if he can score 10 points more than a Necron player, he could still win this event.
It might be tough
And then-
though. It looked like the Necron player was going to get a very high score in the back half of that game.
I was
I'm
saying
a-
about 85, 90. Yeah.
So it's going to be close. I think this is just going to be more interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I do think that that being the case, the matchup is a little unfortunate for him since he is playing against an Astra Militarum detachment, and they have the ability to just stop you from scoring objectives whenever they want. You
Yeah.
know, they'll just move, a bunch of infantry squads everywhere, and
Which
Make it really difficult.
it definitely looks like that's what's happened a bit here with all these
yeah,
guardsmen on the
there's a lot of
sides.
these guys. Yeah. I mean, fortunately, he's got the Wolfen Dreadnoughts on that objective, or towards that objective, which means that they have 2 heavy flamers apiece, so they're really good at killing those guys.
Are
But,
Wolfen Dreadnoughts, are they Thunderwolf Cavalry?
They are not, in fact, Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Those got to be the big blue boys with the yellow shoulder pads. Those are the Thunderwolf Cavalry.
There's a Space Wolf list, and there's no wolves in it. What's
It
wrong
also
with this?
does look like we got 10 plasma coming in next turn, because these look like they're
plasma
nice and nice and organized, like they haven't been put on the table yet.
Yeah.
So those are the Thunderwolf Cavalry coming in. With plasma guns. I've never
Thunderwolf
seen
Plasmary. It does. I'm not. I don't have access to the lists right now. Tom has that account, but it does look like the Thunderwolves might be running a little thin on models over here.
I know, yeah. Unfortunately,
I mean, they got big ones left for sure. They still got damage. They're not out of tricks, but they're starting to run thin.
Have put a good dent into that army.
Yeah.
In fairness, I think a lot of the model count on the other side of the table is just guardsman squads.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it
that's all
still
you
looks
need.
like got at least 10 or 8 grav guns here. I assume this is the unkillable bike captain. 2 mana cores who, I'm sure these are both full payload mana cores.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd run 2 if they're not both full payload.
Yeah, that's kind of they're like the all stars of the Militarum faction
Yeah.
in general right now. So
Yeah,
it's
my
good.
I built a list for my buddy yesterday. He
Them and
hasn't
Demolisher.
played in a while, and I was trying to get him something. So it's like 10 custodes with like 3 Telemann dreadnoughts,
Mhm.
and then it's just like 2 Manticores, and you just like, all right, I've got 5 Aquilon Terminators and 3 Telemons and 2 Manticores, and I can just kill anything I want to kill. Got some Scions on there for some objective scoring.
Yeah, any list that can take a lot of forward board space really quickly is
Yeah.
awesome for those Manticores because you just create such a separation between the line of engagement and where your artillery is that it's really hard for like even these Redemptor dreadnoughts, even if they can get a bead on that artillery, like they can't get all their weapons to bear. Like they
Yeah.
just get to shoot the macroplasma.
And to be fair, this is clearly a man who has played against Space Wolves before and is making sure that there is no heroic intervention that's going to hit this Manticore.
Yeah,
I have seen that. I think the very first stream of yours I watched, Trevy, was guard like tank line in 8th edition against Space Wolves right after they got their codex or something. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
that
oh, I'm
was-
just going to heroically intervene through everything with
I
Wolfen.
remember that game. Well.
Yeah.
That was Kthor 90 versus Seabiscuit, and Seabiscuit heroically intervened a unit of Wolfen directly through an Astra Militarum army.
Yep.
It was what a
It was
what-
devastating. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember yelling very shrilly at the stream.
I'm very impressed that you can remember both players like from a year ago, basically.
Yeah, that was that's a game that will live in infamy in my brain for probably the rest of my natural life. For not only the fact that happened, but also that it was a 6-hour game.
Oh, I do remember that.
Is
Yeah.
Dragon beefed? Is that your friend?
It looks like it's someone who's in our tournament. I'm not sure which one they are. They're saying they were behind the Necron player.
Yeah, that VOD's up on my YouTube if anybody wants to go watch it. All 6
Yeah.
hours of it.
I remember I watched that game for like 3 hours and I just gave up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could after one heroic intervention like that, you could probably.
Yeah, it was over. He had no way to stop them anymore. They were just going wherever they wanted.
Matthew Bernstein, if the Necron player scores 62 points or less, you will win, buddy.
Well,
Whoa.
unless one of these players can score enough.
Yes. Matthew, you did very well on this tournament. You did 75 points for the first victory, 9-2, and a 100-point victory.
Nice. Those are rare.
Big double donuts.
Yep.
Chevy, what's your 3 favorite games that you've casted?
What are my
Or
3
most
favorite
memorable.
games?
Or most memorable?
Um,
Go most memorable.
That's good because I have a list, so I can just look at it.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, Dragon. That Necron list was just really doing work when we left.
I streamed a game a couple of weeks ago featuring the one and only Ashley Thompson, who we just talked about,
Yes.
versus a gentleman whose screen name is appropriately Jonathan. So I think his name is Jonathan, or maybe.
There's a little picture of one of our trophies that
Really?
we send out. It's not bad for free trophies we give our people when that's a painting contest. One of them.
Is it the whole man, the trophy, or?
Yes, the man. It's actually a cutout. Poster.
I think you just don't scroll down and you just look at the face at the top of the picture.
And if you bribe me a little bit, there is a naked version available. I can't put that on Twitch, because we are PG-13 here.
Um,
Now
so
this
that was a
isn't
game-
this is a new match though, Tom, so
Say
we
that,
can't drop
but I
another
see them-
F-bomb.
Yes. Fuck
boom.
yes.
Aw.
That's
I see them titties on that Demon Prince.
All right, Trevi, I'm sorry we keep
Wow.
interrupting you, man.
No, that's okay. But that was a game where I think it was a Sororitas versus Harlequins, and the sisters did like this massive alpha strike to the Harlequins and killed a bunch of stuff, and then the Harlequin player just remained unfazed for the rest of the game, and I won't give any spoilers to how the game ended, but holy crap, did they keep their stuff together the entire time and really make a fight of it after they lost like an entire Skyweaver unit to like heavy bolter shooting and stuff.
Wow.
And like through prismatic blur and everything.
I just got word in though. We're gonna have another guest commenter come in here. Just want to welcome Dragon Beef. He's in our chat right now.
Right.
What's up?
Welcome, sir.
Where's the beef?
Welcome, Dragon Beef.
Where's the beef?
We're live right now, sir. So we need you to speak up. A little oomph in that voice.
Bring some energy.
Hello.
Welcome, Dragon Beef. How did you like the tournament, by the way, bud?
No,
I mean, I'm usually on. I don't know if I'm hearing duplicates. I'm
Oh,
usually.
you're gonna.
You're probably gonna want to
gonna
mute Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, mute Twitch while you're in here.
Is that better?
Yes.
Man, I think he's a loss for words. He's like, wow, I'm in the same channel as Dan. That's Tournament Dan, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, I know. You'll get used to it though. Yes, he will sign some autographs after we're done with the Twitch stream. I promise.
Why is Tournament Dan named Tournament Dan? Is there a backstory to that nickname?
Yes,
He played in a tournament one time.
exactly.
Yes.
I assumed it was a Forrest Gump reference.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you got legs.
Did you know if you're within 6 inches of Tournament Dan, you can reroll ones to wounds?
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh no! Look at that roll.
I think we're gonna be like these streamers that like they stream tournaments and we talk about everything else besides the game we're streaming.
You talk about a lot about Lord of the Rings apparently. So I think that's the content. That
I just don't want to be like the negative streamers because we spent way too much time, I think, in that second match being a bit more critical than we needed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah,
I-
you didn't get to
I
see our
blame
second
Charlie.
match, but it was a big
blame
juicy void dragon that could charge an apothecary and then didn't.
like he just forgot to charge.
He just went in a different direction.
Okay.
He could have so the units were like within 1 inch of a wall. He could have just touched the wall, switched to 9-inch power, and hit like everything in his army and kept his guy protected because he got no overwatch from the aggressors or centurions. Killed the apothecary, stayed in combat, made his stuff fall back. It was like a 5-head play, and he just decided to walk around the wall.
Instead he went around the wall and failed his charge.
Oh no, yeah. Gotta measure that stuff.
Yep. Hey, so Dragon Beef, did you get your mic fixed yet, brother? What's up?
I did. Thank you.
So, how'd you like the tournament?
What I was saying is I'm usually over with Trevy, but when you guys posted on here to have something going on for it with the new year, it was nice. So quick, clean, efficient. I mean, logging in early, doing everything. No issues in terms of who was playing. It was actually pretty easy for a one-day event.
All right. So, why don't you give us a quick rundown of your 3 games?
First game was against Custodes, which is probably actually where my point loss really comes from because it was actually a pretty contested fight.
What kind of list are you running, by the way?
I do this is a sister admic soup.
Okay, cool.
So it's Celestine, 2 squads of 8 Repentia, 2 squads of 8 Seraphin, 1 squad of 5 Seraphin with Meltas, and then the Admech squad is 3 Disintegrators, 1 with the Boleros, 2 with Fumarites, 9 Breachers, Call, and Manipulus.
A little bit of a nasty list. All right.
Who
So you
hurt
play
you?
against
That's what I want to know. Who hurt you in the past?
Yeah. Please, show us on this model right here where they touched you.
What did they do?
Yeah. So, the Custodes, how'd the game go?
Good. I mean, that was actually a really hard match to come across, just because so little of my army moves up. Custodes always being obsec means I have to remove them from boards, so it's a lot of target priority to actually get points off of for an army that doesn't have a lot of models because of breachers, right? So I mean, it's not things that are moving up, so it's really sisters that have to kind of take over after things are cleared.
All right.
So that was a good close contest. We had some good back and forth on it. And it came down to his Benatari just being able to tank basically an entire turn of my shooting.
Oof.
So, still pulled it out, but it was a good fight that way. Second fight was against White Scars. I think, unfortunately, for who I was up against, they kind of castled in the corner with White Scars rather than charging at my Admech section. And they took Engage, which they got 0 points out of because they never crossed the board at all.
It's probably a bad play. I mean, White Scars' greatest strength, in my opinion, is their mobility. So if you're gonna castle, you might as well play it different. Like, I think Salamander is the better army for castle strategy. But...
Yeah, I think we were talking about it, and he was saying it wasn't his intent to do that. He was just very. I castled in one corner and had a lot of good shooting lanes, so he just didn't want to move up and just get shot. And I kind of counter deployed to the other side of where he was putting things, and I think he was relying on Thunderstrikes to remove more than they unfortunately did. But it was good. I mean, it was a fun game in terms of that. And then the last game was against an Eldari list, which I personally loved his Eldari list. I think it's a great list.
Is it the dude with like 4 Warwalkers?
Yes. Three
Okay.
Warwalkers,
Yeah.
3 Wraith Swords, the Vibro Cannons. It's
Yeah, we streamed that match that list in the first round, and we both thought it was a really interesting Eldar list that like was really good at attacking the meta.
I loved it. And I do Eldari as on the side. My list does not do quite as well. But Trevy just watched that the other day. I kind of got face stomped. So it was nice to see the Eldari doing something good. But unfortunately for him, his rolls just failed him.
Yep.
My tank took out his Skyweavers within turn 1, and he had no real counter. And then I was able to deploy Chaff around and Pincer, and it was over turn 2 pretty quick.
Was that against CBRN?
Yeah, call.
Had he gone first or had the dice worked in any favor, even remotely better than they unfortunately did for him, it would have been different, but it turned pretty quick. It was a fun game, though. I was talking to him, like, that list is rough because you have the Harlequin speed and damage, and then you've got the tankiness of those Eldars between the Race Lords, the Lockers, and it's an interesting combination for an Eldar list.
Yeah, that was the list you guys streamed on round 1, right?
Yeah, we thought it was really interesting. I have not seen an Eldar list like that, and I think I like that more than most of the Eldar lists I've been seeing.
Yeah, I was trying to see, because I really like on paper the Shadow Specters, and I may lean too hard into them as like a testing platform. My own bad, but I think they need to soup the Harlequins, but if they do soup, I think it's super strong.
Yeah, that's I think just my thoughts on the Eldars I've seen playing is that the pure Eldar needs that Harlequin melee contingent or two to be able to do it.
Update on the table 1.
Okay.
Looks like Space was about to be tabled.
Yeah, that's kind of the writing was on the wall, unfortunately.
All right, Adel, it's up to you to uphold the warrior pride of the Space Wolves. Can you do it? Maybe. He looks like he burned out a bunch of these.
I'm looking at though. He's gonna get 15 from where we stand, another 15 for that. That's gonna put him at like a 95 score. So I think the Necron just secured the top spots of the tournament.
Well, we can't say that for sure, so we got to watch and see what happens here, Tom.
Very cool Necron list to do it with.
Big
too.
Wolf
Yeah.
energy.
That is a classy Necron list, I will say.
I've been playing Necron since their Codex came out, and I haven't seen anybody play anything like that yet.
I know. I think one of the most interesting things about the new Necron Codex is like how incredibly flexible it is. Because like every Necron list, I don't know what a Necron list looks like because every one I see is wildly different, and they're all good.
Yeah, I think there's like I would say I think there's 3 styles of Necron list, but I've never seen that one before, so I guess there's at least 4 styles of Necron list. But the nice thing is, like, in all of them, it seems like there are, like, certain roles you have to have in the list, but there's, like, usually 3 choices in the Codex that can fit that role, and you can kind of tailor to what specific tools do you want to have in the list. So I mean, it's infinitely better than the 8th edition one where there's exactly one list you could play, and there was no ways you could change any of the points in it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a travesty in 8th edition.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like, well, if you take this cookie cutter formula list, like, you'll do well.
Yeah.
They weren't doing well. But
If you take this exact list, you can go 2 and 2.
yeah, we were just looking at the stats on my server the other day, and like Necrons are kind of killing it right now. They're, as people get used to the new mechanics, they're really going up in the world, and I think that's going to be awesome. Nice to see the Xenos doing.
Yeah,
way better.
I hope the Necron list or Necron Codex is indicative of what we can expect from other codexes in the future. Obviously, I think it would be silly to anticipate other codexes being similar to the Space Marine Codex because there's just so much stuff in there. But I mean, the Necron Codex doesn't feel overpowered at all, but just has a lot of really cool, strong stuff it can do.
I also like the Sisters. The Sisters has a lot of different builds, in my opinion. Besides the 27 Repentia you see spammed a lot, like, just in this event, we see Mortifier coming in the list. We see, look at Ashley Thompson, once again, we talked about her earlier. She has a completely different list than I usually see people. Like, I think there's a lot of strengths to the Sisters. Obviously, Repentia, but there's still strength and a lot of good units there.
They just have a lot of nice
But
costed stuff that you can just take variations of.
Well,
And
the changes to the Imperium made them vastly superior to what they were before, which was still good. But the +1 strength on power weapons, the multi-melter rules,
Yeah.
it was all strengths to them.
Yeah, they're probably the largest beneficiaries, I don't know the word, of the multi-melt and heavy bolters. Like, they just, because they get them all for so cheap so easily. The multi-meltas with Miracle Dice are also just obnoxious.
The Zephyrim for me, because I thought they were overcosted with the point change coming in at strength 3. Yeah, it's full reruined rules, but now you have a strength 4 full reruined rules for no CP. That's a jetpack, 3 attacks, Bloody Rose, -4
Yep.
HP.
final score for the Space Wolves just came in 97 points for Necrons, 55 for the. I'm sorry, 97 for the Necrons, 55 for the Space Wolves.
I
That
we
that's
called that. We called that when we said that we can call it for the Wolves.
Yep.
Or call it for the Necrons.
it was
Well, Lyle told me, well, we don't know. We gotta keep watching.
I was just saying, man, we want to keep the viewers on the edge of their seat, Tom. That's all. We can't give away the goose.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to be on the edge of our seat, I think this game is much more interesting.
Yeah.
It certainly seems like the Mixed Imperium is heavily up on attrition. Looks like they've pulled a lot of the Dreadnoughts off the table. But the Space Wolves, currently in the lead, and these Dreadnoughts are just like ridiculously tanky a lot of times.
While we stand, is his while we stands the 2 Manticores and the Bite Captain, I assume?
Probably.
It's certainly what it looks like.
Can't be. Drop pod's not more than either of those, right?
No, it's 65, 70 pointer.
Yeah, so like the only thing he can even have to deny these points is the macroplasma, but he's got way too much stuff in his face to shoot down
he's
range
got
like
other
that.
stuff to do.
Yeah. Priority
It looks
targets,
like-
we're just gonna assume he's gonna max.
Yeah, this objective that's behind the crates here is real problematic for these Dreadnoughts because they can't quite get around the
Yeah.
containers to contest it really easily.
Like he could still outflank a squad here if he's got one. I don't know if he's already put them both on a table, and then the Dreadnought can probably just never kill both of them off the objective in one turn.
Well, fortunately the
Oh, there's
Redemptors
another
have-
one here though.
They have just like this ridiculous litany of range weapons, so they can split fire pretty okay.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I was just
in
thinking about the
addition
plasma.
to melee. Yeah, you get the big plasma shots like the headliner, but they also probably have like a D3 out of the rocket launcher. They have 2 storm bolters on them. They have the onslaught Allen cannon, and then also they just like punch 5 times.
Yeah, those are actually probably really good at killing multiple guardsman squads.
yeah, especially since a lot of that's blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Redemptor Dreadnoughts, I think, kind of a sleeper hit out of the new Space Marine Codex.
Yeah, for sure.
Duty Eternal and the buff to their plasma gun really turns them on in a big way.
Yep.
And even the double Gatling cannon build is really good into the meta right now, especially against Sisters and Harlequins. Like just shooting a million times. It's pretty good.
I think they're only going to go up in value if the stuff they've shown us about the Death Guard Codex. It all depends on the points, obviously, but those seem like they have an ability to really kind of shift stuff away from where the meta is kind of currently headed with all that -1 damage, like the heavy bolters. Just, that's not a thing that matters anymore. And I've seen in a lot of lists, all the 2 damage weapons in melee and heavy bolters and stuff. But those 3 damage macroplasma, that still seems like a good answer if that becomes like a top list. It'll all depend on, what's in the actual book, of course.
Kind of interesting because there's so much vehicles that you're still seeing on the board with so much people talking about eradicators and the fear that they bring to anything armored, but like a list like this from a Space Wolf perspective has 6 Dreadnoughts and is still tanking it.
Yeah.
Well, the gimmick of the Wolfbots list is that like 6 out of the 8 or 5 out of the 9 or whatever the distribution is have a 4+ invulnerable save, so
Yeah.
they can tank through Eradicator shots pretty well. I think Haywire is like really scary, and also if you tech the list a little bit, if you can fit a Rune Priest into it, then you can give the Redemptors an invulnerable save too. They have smoke launchers on top of that, so they're actually like really tanky against
the list in our local meta definitely is like 3 Redemptors and a ball that goes up the middle of the table with the Rune Priest behind it doing the -1 to hit and cover saves in addition to all their invuln saves and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I just played against the other day. I played against a really good Iron Hands successor list with 2 Redemptors in it. He kicked the crap out of me, and I was angry about it. But like, holy crap, it was. I don't want to give away the secret tech because it's like some really, really interesting and stuff. But yeah, there's such a depth to the Space Marine Codex, and there's like combinations that people haven't even thought about yet.
And I mean, I really like the Codex right now, specifically like because I play Blood Angels. I don't think I've really. Glenn, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the RTT today.
That was me.
Oh, okay, thank you. I play Blood Angels, so like I don't play a lot of the crazy stuff, like all the crazy like eradicators and grav pods and stuff like that. I don't mess with most of that. But like even in Blood Angels, there's like multiple ways you can build a Blood Angels style list that still feels like a Blood Angels list right now. And I think that's just a tribute to the depth of the actual core codex for Space Marines. Like you don't have to play Blood Angels as like a suicide first turn army. You can if you want to, and you can still build a very good list that does that. But if you want to play like a KG long term game, like the codex still gives you aggressive melee options that allow for you to take that spin on it. I mean, we've seen with the Space Wolves, people are playing the Thunderwolf cavalry, whether they should or not, and then we've got the Wolf bots, and there's even for our more one note armies, there are multiple options right now.
Very much so, especially with Space Wolves. Space Wolves have the option. I think they're probably one of the armies that can do the not list very well. With Murder Fang, Bjorn, Wolfen with Storm Shields. I mean, there's a lot of ways for them to just walk up a field and be able to tank some decent damage and cause a good little amount of mayhem.
Looks like we're trying to make sure this Redemptor cannot pick off this Manicore for while we stand.
Tom, is there anything else you need from me tonight, or am I good to go ahead and bounce so I could get some food?
You can bounce. You might want to be here in like 15-20 minutes because I am giving out. So the way we're doing prize support, there's a first place, second place prizing, and instead of doing a third place, I'm giving out 2 random drawings to every person who finished their game. That way we encourage people not to drop when they lose a game. So if you don't want to chance at that, you don't have to worry about it. If you want a chance at it, maybe get your money back plus a little bit more. I'd wait for it. It's up to you though, bud.
Just, I'm assuming to stay in this channel. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, everyone's got to tell me they're here when I go do the drawing. So.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself. I will try. If you give myself a can you say here twice so I can come back after making some food?
Yeah. Of course.
Well, you'd want to, and we'll be back in the player lobby probably for that anyway.
Yep. I'll pull you in here. Don't worry.
Thanks, sir.
I like the robot wolves. Like that.
They're so good, but
Yeah, this is really gross.
Like, it's really, really gross.
I'm just excited to see Redemptor's playable because they're just such a sweet model.
What's also a
Sci-Fi,
sweet
thank you
model?
for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the tournament today.
Lyle, you're a sweet model too.
you guys still playing up here?
Oh, we're watching Table 2 right now.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking for.
Yep, we are currently live on Twitch with Table 2.
Twitch TV/Death or
Death
Glory.
or Glory Wargaming. I sent it to you in the chat, but
Oh,
make sure you
got
follow
all those
Uh-huh.
extra words.
The
I'm already
Redemptor has
following, I
fallen.
think.
We're down 2 Redemptors. Only one left. Can he hold the fort? You got, is this Bjorn? No, this is a regular Dreadnought. And we got Wolfen, a Storm Shield Dreadnought, and a Redemptor Dreadnought. Who is this? Captain of Phobos armor. Primaris Lieutenant Tech Marine. I'm assuming this is a Space Wolf Tech Marine. These don't do anything. They're just going to hold that objective.
Actually, it
We
looks
got
like
2
I
Tech
am gonna
Marines.
turn into a
Interesting.
Pumpkin. So, gentlemen, I wish you all a great night. I gotta go back
Hi,
to my
brother.
stuff. I guess if you need me for round 4, just let me. Oh wait.
there is
Yeah,
no
there's no round 4.
Got him. What a joke.
I was looking forward to playing 4 games today. Oh,
I mean, you still can. It just won't be part of the tournament.
fine. All right. No, seriously. Good night, Trevy, Tom, everybody, Lyle.
Yep.
See you, brother.
Enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Okay, I'll catch up with you, Trevy.
Great.
Yeah.
Totter Twiggy, thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the RTT with us. We are wrapping up round 3 right now.
wonder how taut the original Twiggy was for this one to be the totter one. Probably not enough.
So do you guys think? I mean, we're not listening to them right now. We don't know who's rolling what exactly. But do you think there's still a line here for the Space Wolves to get enough points out to win this? I feel like they're just getting too low on model count. What do the Space Wolves have to do here to pull this one off?
It looks like they did put one of the mana cores in back though, right? Because oh no, this moved up. There it is.
Yeah, one's I don't know why one I think this one came back on the off chance that this Redemptor didn't die. He wanted to be out of range. I think that's what that play was for. I'm not. Otherwise, I don't know why you need to move it. But. Or unless maybe he was worried. Maybe he wanted to make sure that you. This is unlikely, but I guess there's a world where these incursors could like charge these, kill them, and like pile in and tag both of the manticores. Although that seems unlikely. And then maybe he wanted to make sure he got at least one manticore to shoot. Oh, looks like we lost Tom and Trevy. Down there in table 3. Let's see. You know what, Twiggy? I will apologize. Well, no. I will apologize on behalf of Tom. We had talked about streaming, and he told me he was going to get everything set up to stream, and then told me yesterday that he ran out of time and didn't get it set up, so we weren't going to. And then apparently I was able to cajole him this morning. It didn't feel like I was cajoling him. So this is kind of like a spur of the moment thing that we've just been streaming for 12 hours now. So we don't have any of the fancy bells and whistles, but we intend to before our next RTT that we stream. This has gone well. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I think Tom's enjoyed it too. So I think we're definitely going to look into, because we do a lot of TTS, I think we're going to look into doing more streams, like even during the week, just when we play games and try to get our, because we do monthly RTTs right now in our local Discord community on TTS. I think we're going to try to make this more of a regular thing. I know our next one, if anyone's interested, we have our next RTT on January 30th, but it's going to be a doubles tournament. Both players bring 1,000 points, and it'll be 4 people in there moving stuff around at the same time. And I'm sure we'll be streaming that. Tom and I have already talked about either we're going to stream it or we're going to pair up and we're just going to stream our game every round. As obviously a doubles tournament is a little bit less serious. You don't have to necessarily watch the top table.
Well, I think it'd be funny to have people critiquing our game for once.
Oh, sure.
And if both of us in the game, if one of us has to leave to make a TO ruling, we can. And I think me and both are not going to go serious in it. So if we have a dispute in our game, we'll just concede it to the opponent. Not to try, we're the TO. No. But we just
it's a doubles tournament. I don't care. The only doubles tournament I care about is Michigan doubles, where my wife and I are the defending champions. And we will be trying to run it back whenever the Michigan GT happens again.
Well, the most important thing is you need to try to challenge me for a singles champion, because I'm the defending champion of Michigan GT for that.
I mean, you understand that I literally still have not played in anything larger than Pete's Pando RTTs. That's the biggest thing I've ever played in.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like some TTS leagues. So, like I was going to this year. I planned to play in the Michigan GT. I was going to play in Adepticon and Nova as well, and obviously that just didn't happen.
I just wanted to one-up Lyle, that was all.
Okay.
Alright, what we got going on here?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna play in the Michigan GT, but I'm way more interested in the doubles tournament where everyone just drinks all day. It's way more fun.
GT is a fun game. It's very different for people who've ever done it. It's 128 plus players.
Yeah.
That's a 2-day event. It's a grind, so just make sure you have to design a list that's gonna go 6-0 basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably would not go with the intention of winning. I would just go with the intention of, seeing how I match up against people who are trying to win. I'm still at a point where, like, I know I can play strong lists right now, but I just don't have the experience to think that it makes sense to go in expecting to be able to win an event like that. I feel like I still have a lot of reps I need to grind before I could be on that reasonable level of expectation.
The most important thing that most people make a mistake when they don't have a lot of experience is that when you get in a game and things start going bad, you can't tailspin. You gotta find a way to maximize your points. Always, always, and just try to. Some people like they don't get that major victory, they just get discouraged and they're just ready to quit. No, like a 5 or 6 rounder or more, you're gonna have 2 or 3 games that are mid scoring. As long as it's the win, that's all that matters, right?
Yep.
And that's the most important, basically mental condition you can do, is never give up.
I feel like we're going to
Hey,
need to get the old
Trevy.
Tim Allen "Never Give Up, Never Surrender" GIF that we can play on our channel when we say that, Tom.
Yep. Trevy, I sent you that player packet, by the way.
I'm
Also-
reading it right now.
For a lot of people that's in here, because we got some people that joined today and's watching this, our community actually does free giveaways, so we have another giveaway coming very shortly, and about other 15 members that join, and it's free. The giveaway is 100% free. If you win, you get to pick either a Dominance box, Blood of the Phoenix box, or $150 worth of models of your choice, and it's just for being part of the community. If you go to the giveaway at 400, you can look at how you determine what kind of points, and how many points you have is how many pulls you get in that drawing. So we've done probably in our first year like just shy of $4,000 away in giveaways. So it's pretty cool. We like to give back to our community big time. So if you guys are in here and you haven't really checked out the Discord too much, check it out and get your points in there.
Or, if you want to play doubles tournament, that too.
That is true. The doubles is a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. And I'm fixing that right now, Matthew. My bad, brother.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, Twiggy, I definitely think I could go to a tournament and have fun without feeling like I need to win it for it to be worth it. I'm just trying to also have reasonable expectations of I know I should not be going to anything expecting to win it right now. I just need more experience. And I feel like that now it's very possible I could carry that attitude past when it's necessary, but I feel like it's probably a healthy attitude to take when you're getting into something that can be as vicious as competitive 40K.
That was our first Nova, and that was a lot of fun, Damien. There was like 5 of us that drove out in a Fusion. And it was like a 9.5 hour drive? Damien, or longer, maybe 10 hours for us? Had a lot of fun that trip.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to going to Nova this year. It was going to be my first time. I had signed up with my buddy to be one of the 16 warlords for the narrative tournament, and was real bummed that didn't happen.
I always want to try their narrative because it looks super fun, but it's during the same time as the championships.
Yeah.
and
I didn't want my first experience at a super major to be the actual competitive tournament.
See, the thing is, though, people always say that like it's a competitive event, but there's a lot of good players. Like my first time going to Nova, I had a really like mind-changing moment about my mentality. With Justin Cook, who used to be like a really top-end player in the community. Like he used to be like one.
Yeah,
of
I
the
think you
best
told me
players.
this story. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna go into the whole details of that, but that was a really good moment. Like people should experience things like that.
Yeah, interestingly, I think something that people underestimate a little bit for the big super majors, especially, is that like everyone who has committed enough time and energy and money to go to a super major is not there to like be a dick to people.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like almost, I would say 100%, if not at least 99% of the people there are there like to play competitively, but also like they're there to be good natured and have fun, and nobody wants to spend like $800 on a weekend to go like just jerk people around. And at like local RTTs and stuff, like you get there's some people sometimes who are they're getting a little bit too into it and they really want to win their RTT or whatever. And that I have never had that experience at a large event in any miniature game.
Well, I've had that experience every once in a while. It's rare, but it does happen.
Yeah,
But
it happens.
generally, other players kind of put that person in their place without being a dick to them and just saying that's not right. Like the last time I had the experience was last LVO, and I'm in the top 10 tables and I'm playing against this guy who is a complete asshole, just complete utter asshole. And TJ Lanigan was playing next to me and comes over and he's like, dude, like, why are you like this, dude? Like TJ Lanigan was like, why are you acting like this right now? Like, these are toy soldiers, bro. And the guy's like, you're right, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't even say nothing. Like, another player who's playing next to us come over and says it, and that'll happen a lot. Like, you hear someone like, man, you just need to calm down. No, don't take it seriously. Like, have fun, play with good intent, and you'll see that a lot. There's a lot. Like, you think of these people. You think of like Nick Nanavati, you think of TJ Lanigan, you think of Richard Siegler. Those 3 players are super fun to play against, and people get intimidated by playing against them, but there's no reason. Like they play with intent. They and there's a lot of people like that. It's just like I'm just mentioning because they're like 3 of the biggest names right now, and you cannot ask for a better experience.
I got to tell you though, Tom, Trevy personally hates name brand players. It's just he can't stand them. He explained it to me in his chat yesterday. He hates anybody with a name. If you got a first name, he hates you.
If you play 40K and you have a name,
yeah,
you're out.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I can't stand you. I don't have one of those, right?
Well, you don't have a real name. You're Trevy.
Oh,
so
good.
yeah, you got a handle. It's different.
The fake names don't get.
Yeah.
Don't matter. All right,
Handles are okay. Names are not okay.
No. Yeah, definitely. Like the top echelons of the community, like they don't need to try to catch you on rules and like nickel and dime you to beat you because they're just better than you. So.
Yeah.
My favorite moment of all that stuff, like I was out of the hobby for like 5 years, but in the middle of it, I got my friends that hit me up like, you gotta watch this. Was LVO, I think it was 2018, when what is that guy's name?
I think that was the year Brandon Grant won.
Yeah, but the oh no, it was the year Nick won. Was it 2019?
It would have been 2017.
2017. Well, it was,
no, 18. Yeah, because Brandon Grant won the year before Richard Siegler.
So he won. Brandon Grant won 2019. Siegler won
2020. Yeah.
2020. Yeah. So it's 2018, and it's the year that what's the name pulled that asshole move on Fennel.
That was before I was watching, so I can't say.
Yeah. So I can't think of the player's name. Another Tony Garoppolo. Tony Garoppolo pulled an asshole move on Alex Fennel, and Fennel moved one of his models, and then he brought in a deep strike unit. Then went to move his models, and Alex like you can't move in your models because deep strike have to end their movement phase and out, and it basically cost Fennel the game because Fennel was just trying to play fast and friendly, and it was like everyone on the stream was just like shit talking Tony Garoppolo for doing that, and like 2 games later he plays against Nick Nanavati, and he messes up a ruling, and Nick's like, I would never do this to anyone else, but the fact that you did this against Fennel, I'm doing it against you. You can't use that strategy because you have to declare it before you touch your model, before you move your model. You've already moved your model, and you're going in charge phase. You actually had to use it in your movement phase, and it was like the greatest.
Yeah, that's on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, that was like one of the greatest things I've seen. Like, yeah. And Nick, you said I would never do this against anyone else.
Nick, yeah, does anybody watch Atlo last year in the Atlanta Open when Nick cost himself
he helped. He helped.
Ziegler forgot his fusion blaster said Melta, and Nick's
and it literally cost him the game.
You can reroll. Yeah, you can reroll your damage dice
it literally cost. It literally cost. Nick's like, you know what, dude? Some people are not gonna understand why I'm saying this, but that's not right. You actually have to reroll that. Nick clearly won the game without that, and Secret had a chance of winning if it went off right. Nick could have still won it, but it was guaranteed Nick wins it if he doesn't kill that model.
And here's the thing, right? Like, you had to struggle to remember Tony Gruppano's name, right? Like, this dude was like top 4 LVO, and clearly had played some good 40K to get there. But I have never seen that man return to the 40K. I don't know if he still plays. I don't know if he's good anymore. But Nick Nanavati owns a company where he plays 40K full time, and clearly, you catch more flies with honey, am I right?
Well, so. At that point, Tony Grappano, whatever his name was, one of the biggest names in 40K, and it ruined his reputation, where nobody wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Every year he was in the running of being in Team USA. I don't think he's been on Team USA since then. A lot of the other named players have distanced themselves. Like, they won't trash him publicly, but they distance themselves from that. And it was kind of he cared so much about victory that he did one of the biggest asshole things you can do.
Yeah, and the community self-polices those people, and they very quickly sort of fall off, out of playing competitively.
And him and Alex Fennel are friends. He did it to a friend.
Hey, Tom, real quick, do we need to make a countdown warning in Discord?
Oh, yeah, what time is it?
It's 8 o'clock. So I think we got 15 minutes.
Who's running this event, bro? Like, why can we not get a better...
I don't know, man. You need to hire somebody, apparently.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were here for, but apparently...
I feel like I've pulled my weight today, considering I'm a free employee at this point.
Yeah, you did pull your weight. I'll give it to you. But actually, I've been watching the scores. A lot of the scores are already in right now. Actually.
Okay, that's good.
Unlike the first 2 rounds, which I had to give people like 3 warnings, like, hey, this round's over in 10 minutes. You're still on turn, like, you know.
Yeah. Sci-fi, that is all thanks to Trevy, because apparently that's very easy to do, and he had to show me how to do that. So we'll thank Trevy for his plethora of streaming knowledge on helping us get that set up.
All right, I'm gonna run around and start talking some channels right back.
Yeah, it's really easy to, I think, for a lot of people to sort of get tunnel vision playing TTS. Like playing in your comfy chair at home is like way less stressful than playing in person sometimes. So people definitely kind of slow down playing online.
I
Chess
think
clocks are good.
I think our setup in my second game was nearly 40 minutes of putting it on the board.
Yeah, the back and forth setup will do that to you too, right? Like that just takes a while, just in general.
Yep.
So there's Imperial Guard's been doing work in this game. They're doing their job for the Emperor.
Yeah, I play Guardsman as like a third army. I don't really play him a lot, but oh my god, the plasma is just so silly. 1 CP and you get to outflank like, what is it, 24 plasma guns, something like that.
Well, and like 2 died, he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Astra Militarum, I think, as a faction themselves, are doing very poorly right now, and a lot of that I think is the combination of Bring It Down plus thin their ranks. It just hurts Guardsmen specifically super hard. But as souped into armies, they are brutally terrifying to deal with. The full payload Manticores are disgusting. They're probably the best artillery in the game, and Guardsmen are just excellent at playing. Sort of offensively playing the mission.
Yeah.
And if you can put something that doesn't like give up a lot of secondaries and is like relatively resilient next to them, holy crap, Astra Militarum are super good.
Yeah, I think I was mentioning earlier, like I've got a Guardsman list for my buddy that has like 3 Telemons in the middle of the field, and it's like you can't even spend time focusing on the Guardsmen, which are clearly the easiest thing to kill because like you just died to the other stuff, and that's only like 500 points. I think 10 Custo just like 1,500 points anyway. And 500 points still gets you like a Scions for deploy scramblers and enemy deployment and 2 mana cores, which is like all you really need.
Yeah, I really like that combination. I think the soup into the lists with like Custodes Bikers I think are really good because those Bikers can take a lot of table space and give a good backbone to those Guardsmen. I've seen them with Raven Guard. I think that's really powerful. For the same reason, and they just work super well.
Yeah, I think people are just afraid to explore guard a little bit because they are, any way you cut it, they're easy to kill. Whichever models you're playing, they're easy to kill.
Right.
But I think if you're just willing to like very carefully craft your list to use guard to supplement something else, I think they just have still so much upside.
So that looked like a.
That's a dead guard squad.
Was that a one-hand swing off of the Great Axe?
I think it was.
What is the character on this objective to the left there? The Space Wolves character.
We got a Primaris Lieutenant.
That man has been there for ages.
Yeah.
Just cut.
Oh, we got 2. We got a captain and a lieutenant. They
I
are
love these Space Wolf characters. Every time they go ham, and just solo an enemy army is so fun. It's like so characterful for them.
But this is a lot of plasma that's still gonna get to pop in there.
Yeah. Is that a Storm Shield Lieutenant or the regular version?
Let's see. This is the Primaris Lieutenant with Neo-Volkite pistol, so he must have the Storm Shield. Yeah.
Gorgeous. That profile is so gross.
Yeah.
I love it. The first time I saw that model on the table, I was like, "This is disgusting." It's just he's just a Space Marine captain, but also he lets you reroll ones.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Indomitus Lieutenant, the Space Marine Lieutenant.
All right.
I think this is getting slightly off topic. I think the Indomitus box is maybe the greatest purchase I've ever been able to make in 40k, and I've been playing for like almost 10 years. I got 3 of them just because I wanted to play Necrons, and I already played Space Marines, and every single thing in that unit, other than that box, other than like the Canoptic Reanimators, is just so good.
Yeah, that box was pushed hard.
If you think about Outriders though, like they look really good on paper, but I have yet to see them perform great in the fucking tournament.
I mean they're
were
not
incredible until,
crazy.
last week, I think.
I like them for like doing mission stuff. I like them in White Scars specifically also. I think they're interesting in Deathwatch when you can take so many of them. Like
the five-man units are really powerful. They were like they were maybe borderline broken when they were infantry, but they're
we had a list in our league this month, Trevy, that was a Deathwatch list that I think came in top 4 or top 8, and he had 30 Eradicators.
Yeah, full skew.
Yeah. Now, it did not beat the list with the single Catan, but it was still hilarious.
Yeah, that's always interesting. Like that list goes so hard into Eradicators. You like 2 units of Eradicators are really good, and then like the more you put in, the less good they get.
Yeah.
But it's like an uncanny valley where like once you hit the critical mass, it goes back up. Because like you start killing your opponent's infantry with melter rifle shots. You're like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
We're just shooting 60 melter rifles at you. Everything's dead. Everything. It's all dead. Get it out of here.
Yeah. Apparently, 60 melter rifles do not kill 40 warriors particularly efficiently, as they can just kind of regrow somewhere behind cover.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think I was playing that or a similar list to that for a while, but I had a 10-man Indomitor team with 5 Inceptors in it as well, and those guys that for that that problem exactly. Like they could go in and just clean a whole big unit out. They could kill a vehicle, whatever I needed to.
Yeah.
They were the kind of the problem solver.
Inceptors are so good.
That Deathwatch supplement is really interesting.
CG or C62475, thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying today's RTT. We are almost done. We got about 5-10 minutes left. We're watching the wrap up here on table 2.
If this list, what happens if they go to time? Do they talk it out, or do we just score it?
I went and talked to everyone in 15 minutes and they had to finish the round they're in, and then turn in the scores.
Oh, so
this is going to be close then.
Are we top 5 then? Top of round 5?
Don't know where they're at. Actually, we haven't.
It looks like they scored out bottom, but
they're allowed to talk out the last round if they want.
Yeah. But it looks like, despite the fact that he's getting shot up and he's down to 2 dreadnoughts, Adel is in a really good spot here.
Yeah. The question is he gonna? How many points? If they talk out turn 5, how many points is he getting on primary?
He's certainly getting 5, right? Because there's those intercessors in the back.
He's getting 5 minimum. Yeah. These are not going away. I'm going to guess he set this up where these 2 are within 3 inches. I'm not going to mess with that objective to be sure.
Yeah.
Well, he's got this too. So I mean he's got this one. I don't think this. This
think
little dude's OBSEC. Does one of these guys have rights of war?
Take second place from Dragon. I think Dragon's gonna have a lot. I think he has to
All
score
right, these are OBSEC.
points.
Because of the rights war.
Yeah, these
I mean,
have rights
more
of war.
guardsmen there though. Although
there's only one guardsman. The rest of these are special weapons teams.
Yeah, all they have to do if the one guardsman can survive. Although it looks like he's certainly within heroic intervention range, so he might just.
Yeah, I mean if this guy, I'm not sure whose turn it is. If it's a Space Wolf's turn, then it matters less. I'm not sure if he's gonna get the 15 on the Imperial side.
Like the Salamanders are moving stuff around, so this might be Well, I mean, we'll see how they ended up ending it up, but
I think it's like you said, it's going to be a lot closer than we thought.
Yeah.
He has managed to survive exactly as long as he needed to finish the game.
And I think that's the resilience of those dreadnoughts sort of coming to play there. It took the entire game for the even all of these grav salamanders to kill them.
Yeah.
I mean those are grav cannons, right? I assume.
Yeah. They were when I looked earlier.
Yeah. Those just bounce right off those dreadnoughts. Like they have a 4+ invulnerable save against it, and you only do 1 damage. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What a waste of time. Yeah, it's and into the venerable they have a 6-up after that as well. So it's just so hard to kill these guys.
The Manticores they needed to kill more than they ever were going to be capable of. There's too many targets for the Manticores in this game.
Yeah, and everything outside the Wolf and Dreadnoughts can smoke screen against the Manticores as well to really hurt their damage output. Yeah, the Wolfbots list is so hard to chew through.
Yeah.
Although we haven't scored while we stand, and it looks like there is 15 points in while we stand there for this.
Yeah, they're right here. Yeah. So right now it's a tie game.
Yeah. So man, so it's gonna come down right.
It's
to it.
it's gonna be close.
They,
I'm not sure we can say for sure with any definitiveness who's gonna win.
I do think they pull ahead on primary. They it looks like they're gonna get 15.
Yeah.
To
I expect them to
or
get
maybe
15 to
10.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be 15 to 5, I think, or it's at most 10 to 10. The Spacewell player is absolutely not getting more than 10 primary.
Yeah, and then they have 2 engaged on all fronts, and so they'll both get 15 for the priority targets, right? So that's a wash.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, that has to be. We're still on turn 4 then for him to only have 9.
The question we have to ask though, because we look at Dragon Beef is 267, and we're looking at Josh at 177. Can he score 91 points? Is the question.
I don't see it.
I think Dragon Beef pretty much pulled it out and is going to be taking that second cash prize.
I mean, this is a really interesting game, but I think this is one of those that's just going to be like a mid-scoring slug.
Yeah.
That double
I wish I
donut.
had watched this one from the start. That's the game was awesome.
Carmab, thank you for the follow. Hope you've enjoyed our RTT today.
Oh, shit, I have more to do.
Yeah, Luke, I should have guessed. There's no way Dad would have bothered to make a Twitch account to watch me stream.
The big sort of incredible powers of the Space Wolves Codex is the Cyberwolf datasheet. Because
so good.
You just you get to automatically score engagement fronts every turn.
Because who wants to spend their time shooting it?
I know.
Who wants to waste any bullets?
What are you gonna do? Throw a Manticore rocket at a 15-point idiot? No, you're not.
Your best chance at killing it is getting 10 guardsmen to put their flashlights into it.
Yeah.
Because those flashlights aren't killing any Space Marines.
There's still toughness 4 with the 4-up save, so they might just not die.
Yeah, they might not. But you're more likely to get that to work than killing a Space Marine, I think.
Yeah, and so, we haven't engaged on a fronts pick for the Space Wolves here, which is a little bit awkward for a list that this slow. But at this point, they can easily score 2 points off of it, potentially 3. And it looks like that may be difficult for the Soup Army to do the same thing. I mean, they have the double moves from the Guardsmen, but I'm not sure how many of those are in range.
Yeah, I definitely want to say, looking at this match, looking at the list, looking at how it's played out, this very clearly seems to be an example of 2 players who put a lot of time into designing their lists very specifically and know exactly how they want to use all the models in their armies. This is not just, I'm going to take some random troops so I can play the cool stuff I have. Everything here seems to be intentional, and I love it.
Yeah, one of the things that is always funny about playing competitive 40K is that if you go to a game and your opponent's is that the lieutenant dead? R.I.P. If you go to a game and your opponent looks like their list, came out of a yard sale or something, and it's just this weird smorgasbord of models, that they're probably really good.
Yeah.
Especially mixed Imperium lists. It's we just took a bunch of random Imperium data sheets and put them all together.
Yeah.
This list is probably very highly tuned.
Dude, I think the first pod of yours I played in this summer, and it may have been my first match, maybe my second match. I'm not sure, but I played against Raider 210. And he was playing 12 Forge World Helverins, 12 Moiraxes.
What are you mad about my Hornet?
No, what I'm saying is I looked at that list before the game started. I was like, well, this dude clearly has no idea how to play 40K. These are all terrible. And then I just got absolutely steamrolled.
Yes, Murder Hornets. You loved it. I know. It's okay.
It definitely made me respect the little Forge World armigers on a different level, for sure.
Yeah, the weapon options on those things are just monstrous. They're so good.
This was an 8th still, and I think they were even better in 8th.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They are terrible in 9th. I would rather have my 3 shots per gun at strength 6 AP 3 2 damage instead of 2 shots strength 7 AP 2 2 damage.
Say, did you run Raiders today or Hornets today?
Yeah, I ran 4 of them.
Is that the shit you sent me to me the other day?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yes, sir.
Sci-fi, I am not sure. They're clearly rolling multicolored dice for a reason. I'm guessing these are a 4-man plasma squad, and that way he knows which ones are hitting ones on the overload. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here because both this lieutenant and captain died. So.
Yeah, that lieutenant and captain going down is a big deal. I think that may swing it for the mixed Imperium. Oh, especially the Venerable Dreadnought went down over there as well.
Yeah, because all he's got left now, he's got a Tech Marine, these 5 Assault Intercessors, 2 Wolves, and a Redemptor, which this Redemptor might die too.
Just like you called earlier, when those plasma coming in, I think really did the damage. Holy crap!
They're so honestly, if Guard were not such a not particularly scary faction right now, unless you build them in a list like this. Diego, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the tournament today. I honestly think that the BS4 plasma guns that Guard have might literally be in the broken category for the fact that you can get I think you can get an entire battalion for 300 points, take 6 squads of plasma, and outflank them all for a single CP. It's just so disgusting if you build your list around it. Luckily, they're in the same codex as Bulgrin and Bane Blades, so people don't really care.
Be right back. I got some printing to do.
Yeah, they got not a lot else going on.
Yeah. D. Clark, thank you for the follow.
On the table. But fortunately, they have one of the most important keywords in the game, which is Imperium. So they can take whatever they want.
And I do like it. I know GW's clearly made this serious attempt in 9th edition to make they want games to look like the fluff. They've changed rule building and list. They've changed the rules for list building in an attempt to facilitate that. So I'm fine with that if that's the direction they want to head. And the nice thing is that Guardsmen are very easily fluffy with any other Imperium army. They can show up with anything and it still feel like a nice flavorful list. It doesn't feel necessarily like your opponent is trying to min-max and skew their list or anything, because Guardsmen are still just Guardsmen. It's going to be very hard to find a Guard list that ever feels like it's just unfair, because they're still just Guardsmen.
Yeah, I really I'm sort of, I have a huge hard on for sort of player expression in games, and one of list flexibility the abilities that Soup gives you is one of my favorite things in
Survived on
1 wound.
All right, looks like we're having everyone from the tournament pulled in with us now as the tournament wraps up. All right. And I imagine they're probably talking it out now. I don't see a lot of stuff moving around, and they're they're scoring this up.
Yeah, no, this is all talked out. So.
Yep. So we do see our final score there. The Soup is going to eke one out by 7 points. Pretty damn close, just like we expected from when we came in the middle of the game.
What a game! Yeah.
I do kind of wish. I liked watching the Necron list that we went to watch. It was a really cool list. I would love to have seen this game from the beginning because it just looked really interesting.
It was a weird game. It was 3 dreadnoughts survived on 1 wound, but then did no damage back.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah, there were some very big swings going on.
Yeah, every turn. And I'm exhausted after the game. Whew. You also didn't really have an answer to the graph debate that captured me.
Alrighty, guys. Sorry, I'm back. I had to take care of something. So, tournament is over. Really good event from mine and Lyle's perspective. We had some fun. Actually, first time we ever streamed. It was pretty cool. Had Trevy come in here from Tactical Tortoise. He actually helped us out and give us some tips to last game. So it was a super good day.
Trevy.
Gonna make this short and sweet because we ran a little bit over time, so I don't have as much time as I'd like for the announcements. I know some of you guys are not from America, and it's pretty late/early where you're at, so I'll try to make it quick. The way we're doing today is we're going to be doing first place for $75, second place for $50, and then 2 $25 random ones. Right off the rip, just gonna go in there. Second place coming in for $50 is going to be Matthew Bernstein. So congratulations to you, bud. We pay out in PayPal, so if you can message me, Tom, your PayPal, I will get you paid tonight. And then taking first place, $75 will be Chris Kinar. I pronounced your last name right, bud? Kinar?
Canal, yeah, that's good, mate. Thank you very much.
Cool. So your $75 coming to you, bud. Congratulations. That's actually a very unorthodox list that we're used to seeing for Necron. So we talked a lot about you in the stream, so it was pretty cool to see. Going into there though, I was looking at how I could do quick ways I can draw people. So we're gonna go super nerdy, and by that I did the math between the drops and 2 people who won who did not qualify for $25 free random gifts. There's exactly 20 players. So being a D&D nerd myself, because I have a Tuesday group that I've been playing for the last 15 years, I'm gonna roll D20.
Wait, I could do it on stream. We have D20s on the stream, Tom.
Let's do it on the stream then.
All right.
That sounds like a fun way of doing it. Even though I went and got D20, but you're ruining my dice rolling.
I'm sorry.
But
All right.
we'll do it on the stream. So if everyone wants to log into the Twitch, you can watch it if you want. I'll post it in the thing. So those who want to watch him roll, twitch.tv/death. That's our Twitch right there. It's in the January 3rd discussion.
This is not the roll. I'm just rolling dice right now. Wait for everyone to get here.
Yep. Also, if you have not followed us, please follow us. We're trying to get to 50 followers so we can get affiliate. So that'd be really sweet. Today's our first day of streaming, and we're like over halfway there. First day was kind of cool. So,
All
if we
right.
can get that, it'd be great.
Tell me when you're ready, Tom.
We'll give everyone about, you have till 8:24 to get in and watch if you want to watch the dice rolls.
All right. I'll just set him here. I don't want
We're gonna
to
roll
tease
one
anybody.
at a time. We're gonna roll
One at a time. All right. That's fine.
One at a time. And you put it in a little thing for it to get a good roll. Don't actually roll there because it doesn't roll all the way.
I can roll it all the way across the table.
Okay,
Like this.
okay.
Like that. See?
All right.
Yeah. That's not it. I got 2 more. That was the practice one.
If you press R, it just rolls it for you. But this is less. That's less cinematic.
Yes.
Use the flick thing. Use the flick tool.
Oh yeah, the flick thing.
All right.
Where's the
So
flick tool?
So let's go ahead.
Here it is.
I got my list up. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
All right, here we go.
First one coming up.
You gotta click and drag. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get a real roll. Come on. There we go. Chase it down. Got a 16.
16. Plus 2. So we're not counting ranked 1 and ranked 2, so 16 plus 2 because the first 2 are winners. That would be Ryan, RC Wolf, Sherwich. You're gonna get $25, bud. So send me your thingy majigger PayPal.
Can we get a howl in the chat for RC Wolf? Ow!
We got sci-fi keeping it alive there to chat within a woo.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ready for number 2, Tom?
Yep. Do it up.
Chase it down. 7.
That would give us Anthony Hilla.
My fantasy football today too. Hey.
So, you know what? I had a lot of fun today. Let's do a third one. I don't care.
All right.
Roll me a third
Can
one.
we get a hell yeah in chat for Hilla?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Number 3 coming back.
Hell yeah. Woo woo.
Chase it down.
I'm gonna before you let go. Oh, did
I
you?
already rolled it. I can roll it again, but I rolled a 9.
What? Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna actually revert. I'm gonna change this thing because I don't want people to watch what I'm doing. Go ahead and roll again.
All right.
I'm gonna do a special thing here.
Okay. Here we go.
Who are we gonna get here?
We got a 2.
2. So if we reverse that, Diego Flores. Are you in here still, Diego? Do we have a Diego Flores?
He just followed us a few
there he
minutes ago,
is.
so he's around.
Mimi, I'm here.
All right, you won the third one, bud. So send me your PayPal, and I will get you paid out. So that gives us RC Wolf, Anthony Hilla, and Diego as $25 winners, and then we have our first and second place. So send me your PayPals, and I will be paying you out in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Bet.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you, Tom.
Hell yeah, you can turn it over here.
I appreciate you guys showing up. It was a lot of fun. If you have any comments or concerns you think we can change for our next event, we'll be running these monthly, including we have one coming 30th for the doubles. Just hit me or Lyle up, and we can incorporate things that should be changed.
Yep.
Sundays
Also,
are
please keep an eye
perfect.
out for our stream. We're probably going to start using it way more frequently now that we had so much fun doing it today.
Oh yeah, it was a blast today, actually.
Tom, Sundays are great. I work Saturday.
We are running. We'll be running Sundays and Saturdays. We have some people who want to see some Saturday events, so
Okay.
our doubles is on a Saturday because a lot of people who are not in
Yeah.
the country to be able to play in them. But I know some people that work retail and things like that. Saturdays are a hard day because it's almost always required to work. So that's why I like to do some Sundays. You'll see a mix between both.
Okay. Cool.
And those who wants to play in the doubles tournament, there is a channel for you to look for partners. So that's up there as well.
Also, make sure, I mean, obviously you guys are here. Make sure to check out Trevy's channel if you haven't seen it. He's been here with us for the last round. So definitely want to share that support every way we can.
Yeah, they actually, I talked to Trevy, they have blanket permission to advertise their events in this Discord. So you will see them start advertising here.
That's a lot of events.
Everybody.
That's a lot of events.
Yeah, you can check us out, youtube.com/tacticaltortoise, and we stream a bunch on Twitch now, twitch.tv/tacticaltortoisetv. It's all good stuff. I think, honestly, most of you are in there, are already.
When does season 3 start, Trevy?
Season 3 starts on, I just posted it in the thing, I think it's January 25 for season 3. The T5S2 Invitational for season 2 coverage is going to begin on the 23rd of January, so that's going to be super exciting. It's the top 16 online 40k players in the entire world. We're gonna put them in a room and we're gonna make them fight, and it's gonna be sweet. So hope everybody chooses that.
Also, for some people asking, we do have a tactics roundtable coming up. We're talking with a couple of GT winners that traditionally do very well in GTs and large events. I think there's one spot left in it. If anyone wants it, let me know. We do limited spots in those type of classes. We try to keep it personal. What we're going over this one is deployment, building your list, basically how to build a tac list to go into a larger event and do well, and things like that. And then the next class will go actually over on how to pick secondaries and things like that. So we have one spot left open if anyone's interested for that.
When does that start?
That's the 23rd. It's like a 2-hour class, the 23rd.
And then the 23rd is a Saturday.
Hey, thanks for running everything, guys. Tom.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.
I think it's the 23rd. Let me double check it, because I think I would have done it on a Sunday, not a Saturday. Let me double check this.
Well, if it's on Sunday, I got you. I'll take that spot, Tom.
23rd is a Saturday.
That needs to be moved because I cannot run that on a Saturday because I will be working on Saturday. So it's going to be the 24th. That was a mistake on my part. I will talk to everyone.
All right, Raider 210. I'll take it. Dylan Lake.
All right. Well, it is a $5 entry fee for the class. Just FYI.
Yep, I got you.
All right.
I'll message you. Thanks,
All right,
Tom.
I'll put you in there. No problem, brother. I need to make sure everyone else was Sunday, not a Saturday. It was a totally mishap on my end. All right, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Cool.
Those who won, I'll be sending out. I'm logging into PayPal now to send you guys stuff out.
Cool.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
All right.
Thank you
guys.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you guys for
don't
coming.
forget- Say thank Lyle as well. Lyle was the other TO today. So
Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you, Lyle.
Yep. Thanks for coming, guys. Had a lot of fun. Again, just keep an eye out for more stuff on Twitch. I think we're going to be doing it a lot more frequently.
Hey, Lyle, can you do me a favor while I'm doing this? Can you go into the channel, delete all the channels but 3? I only like to keep 3 active.
The voice channels?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Why does Babyface John have his own channel?
Because they were doing their league game and I made him one.
Okay.
Where is your post?
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming.
No,
We
it was
appreciate
fun.
it.
It was awesome.
All right, Twitch, thank you for our support today. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Again, hopefully we'll see you guys in the not too distant future. Y'all have a good night.
And don't get off yet because I want to talk to you for a few minutes, Lyle.
I'm going to have to step away for a minute.